Come on in, where nightmares are the best part of my day. I live for anger and frustration. Combat is where we'll be. There ain't gonna be room for anybody else but me and all the warriors. Float through the veins and the power of the warrior. Is an aberration. Fear is the air that cowards breathe. Fear is the first taste of defeat. The warrior only breathes the air of the brave, and the warrior only feasts on the fruit of victory. Take the two pilots that have already made the sacrifice so that you can face this challenge. Dispose of them. Assume the controls. Shove that control into a nosedive. Look on the wall of the Joe Louis Arena. The warriors that could not come have attached themselves to the outer structure. Load the spaceship with the rocket fuel. Load it with the warriors.
Golan-Globus, I got to tell you, your social evaluations are in, and we had to call your parents because none of you are passing, and that's why we're not going to give you the usual goods. We're not going to talk about personal shit. We got nothing for you.
No bestiality this week.
No
of any kind. Dog, fish, fowl, what have you. No.
We have all kinds of personal triumphs that have happened in the Detroit area, and none of you get to hear about it. Maybe next week. I had a whole topic about theme nights and how Generation X is being... Nope. You don't get to hear about it. That's going to be for maybe another day.
Yeah.
Because your social evaluations.
This is the future that Trump was warning us about, people. It's firepower.
Firepower.
Police state.
Police state. Well, half police state, and then there's a small sliver of personal...
Well, they realize that people are going to lose their mind if they can't get their freak on every once in a while.
Yeah.
It's like Amsterdam. Like, there's probably not a lot of crime in Netherlands because you have that one area.
The red district.
Red light district.
Yeah.
And you get your freak on, and then you get the fuck out. And then you go back to your wife and kids, and you're a normal person again. It's
kind of like a Predator vacation without the murder.
Exactly like a Predator.
Murray, this movie you said is... Guys, seriously, we're just going right into movie talk.
Yeah, this was... Yeah. I know people are like, what? No meandering, no rambling. Well, there's gonna be some rambling. It's gonna be about this movie.
This is seriously no. It's not a fucking classic 8 p.m. You sit down with the popcorn. This is the perfect afternoon movie. This is
the movie every 10-year-old would love.
Oh my god! If I only
embrace your maybe don't embrace your inner 12-year-old because it might be. We don't want to get into that.
Yeah, well, let's not do that. But still, like, seriously, 1993, if I saw this movie as a kid, I would have been such a big fucking fan of Gary Daniels.
You would have been how old?
I would have been 6.
Wow, 19. Yeah, I would have been like, fuck this Gary Daniels dude.
You hate his voice and his ponytail.
Well, in this movie, yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen a Nang Chen on. I mean, well, it tracks because this is when Seagal debuted the Nang Chen.
Right.
So
everyone
thought that like Seagal was the next big thing. You got to copy Seagal.
Yeah. Seagal had that tiny little hair though, that tiny little tail. Did he have it fanned out?
In Hard to Kill, it's not as long as Gary's, but Gary actually has like hair.
Volume.
Yeah, his hair.
Yeah.
He uses conditioner.
Sorry. He uses conditioner.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. Gary Daniels, fantastic martial artist, but God, work on the voice, Gary. I mean, look, we all know I have the greatest voice. Hire me, people. I'm available. I'm getting old. I don't want to do my job anymore. I'm all for doing voice work for wimpy-voiced action stars.
Right.
I can do it.
And we only
I've been doing it for Jason Statham for 20 years. People don't even know that. You heard what Jason Statham really talks like? Hey there, I'm Jason Statham. That's his real voice. I'm the one that goes, right, yeah, right.
They literally had to stop.
He's not even British, Griff.
Yeah. They literally stopped using Jason Statham's voice, even with the actors on set, because it was making them so like no one could act around.
I shadow him on the set.
Yeah,
and like I go, what do you want to say? He whispers in my ear, and then, oh right, yeah. This next scene, I'm gonna do this.
We've never talked about it, but you have a closet full of green suits because you're always hanging over him. But to the trained eye, when you
with
watch,
the balls, all the ping pong balls on it, yeah.
Well, you don't need that for the motion tracking. You just need to be blended into the background, unless you're doing the sex scenes for Statham.
I am. Yeah.
I knew it.
Does he have sex scenes? I thought that was like they stopped that with the 80s. Nobody fucks anymore.
Nobody
fucks
fucks
the last
anymore.
greatest fuck scene, Highlander 3.
It's interesting.
Sweden was so right.
Sweden was so right. It's interesting because like it seems like the younger audiences are super divided on this because there's some are like 80s movies were stupid for having so many sex scenes, and then at the same time there's a lot of them are like, guys, we're adults now. We can see some titties and some dicks in a movie. What am I always saying?
But they're not
equal opportunity.
They're not animated. That's the issue.
Oh, you know what? That is their issue.
They don't want to see real people fucking. They
just
want to see cartoon characters
right.
fucking.
You know what? That's what it's got to be. That.
Yeah.
That's they're so hopeful.
I blame.
Hey, we're
Japan.
going back to cartoon nudity.
Yeah,
I don't know if I want to
we
do
don't
this.
go there.
I don't know if I want to do that.
See, I told you we'd ramble eventually.
We
can't
always
stay on track.
Hey, who said it? I'm a rambling man. Was that the
The
Doors?
Allman Brothers.
Allman
I'm a
Brothers.
rambling man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Oh my god! But seriously,
Firepower. This movie I discovered like 3 years ago on. I was on a Chad McQueen kick, Griff.
How does one get on a check?
Because this was right after we covered his classic movie with Don Swayze and Mike Norris, Death Ring. Billy Drago. There, spoiler alert: Death Ring plays a part in this movie.
Is this a natural sequel to that or prequel to that? Interesting.
Well, how can it be a prequel when it's futuristic?
Oh, you're right. So it's a sequel.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
It's the next
Sorry.
stage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, Griff, this movie's fucking amazing, and then I immediately forgot about it. So it's been like 2 years in the making, and then I was just like, I think I saw I was looking for something
fodder,
to tweet because I had nothing to say. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot The Ultimate Warrior. WWE is the only movie he starred in for his tragic death a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Firepower.
Firepower.
Where he plays the heavy, the villain, the heel, which he's not used to. He was always a baby face.
Right, shaking the ropes.
Well, not always. I think Dingo Warrior was the heel.
I believe so.
I
Him
don't
and
remember.
Stinger.
The Stinger,
Yeah. Sting.
The Ultimate Warrior, I think most of our fans are probably familiar with the guy. If you're not, he was an interesting cat, as they say. He was very intense, as you heard from our opener. Never made any sense, but he said it with such intensity that you're like, yeah, I don't know what he's saying, but I'm into it.
This is the shit we just adore. We just love it. No one says anything when we watch modern action movies. Keanu's not giving us these rousing, promos or anything like that. He's flat.
Little conviction, a little intensity, people. Amp up the intensity, Keanu.
And that's why we love, Warrior sucked as wrestler.
Yeah.
There's no one who's going to tell you otherwise.
He looked like $1 million. If you, in your mind, if you were like, I know this is the fantasy of Joe Coleman is to look like the Warrior.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he was 260 pounds. He looked like it in this movie.
Hey, guys, go back, listen to our most recent Joe Coleman episode. Which one was that? Terminator 2?
I think. Yeah.
Terminator 2. we talked to Joe about the perfect weight for a male specimen, 260 pounds.
Yeah. Rockstar hair.
Rockstar hair. Oh, my God.
Face paint. He had it all, man, except the ability to wrestle or speak. But around this time, the Warrior was on the outs with the WWF. I think it was because they were doing the steroid scandal was going on.
Yes.
So the Warrior got off the juice. Still jacked as fuck, but for some reason, because this is the issue, I think I'm not going to tell tales out of school because I think people pick up on it.
Yep.
Even our buddy Joe Coleman has a little bit of the body dysmorphia. When you get into the bodybuilding, it warps your fucking mind.
It does.
Because the Warrior is jacked as fuck in this movie. Vein upon vein.
Oh, my God.
And he's wearing a singlet to cover his body up. Because he used to wear trunks when he was the Ultimate Warrior.
He did.
And then when he came back in the 90s, he was wearing a singlet with muscles painted on it. He's like Mr. Goodbody. Remember that guy?
No, Mr. Goodbody. Oh, that was a cartoon, right?
No, it was on Saturday mornings. It was like in between cartoons.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
PSAs.
A PSA.
So this guy had a whole bodysuit where it was like muscles painted on him.
No, the only reason
Except he looked like Richard Simmons. He didn't look like the Warrior.
Right. The only reason I know this is because Wonder Chosen did a little bit about it, and he rips a kid's lungs out, and the kid's just like, "Why did you do that? Why do you keep calling me Mr. Body? My name's Dennis." And he just starts dancing, and I love it, and it lives rent free, as the kids like to say, in my mind.
I'm glad we lived in a time where we could have Wonder shows. And look into that, people.
You know what? Everyone.
What was that? 15 years ago, and it would never, ever get on the air now.
Right.
How fast the world has changed.
It was too political for people.
It was a lot of shit. I enjoyed it. I thank God I got it on DVD.
It was the right side of politics because it was making fun of conservatives even back then. But it would also.
But we live in a world where people don't understand nuance.
Right.
Yeah. But the Warrior, he came out with because back in the 90s, like I think it was 91, they killed off Superman. So every rube said, "Hey, I'm going to start buying comic books because I'm going to retire on it because they killed Superman. And that book's worth a lot of money now. And it's never going to go down. They're only going to go up." So everybody got in the comic book game in the early 90s. Topps baseball cards had their own universe.
Okay.
Penthouse fucking magazine had a fucking comic book line.
Wow.
So everybody was jumping on the bandwagon, putting out garbage, but they didn't care because it was just a way to print money because everyone was like, a speculator market happened.
I mean, look at all the movies. We talked last week about True Romance.
Yeah.
Comics everywhere.
Yeah.
The guy worked at a comic book store, had the keys to the comic book store. Fucking Clerks, comics everywhere. All the early 90s movies, comics, Mallrats, comics, everything comics.
It was cool to be a comic nerd.
Yeah.
And we've been going downhill ever since. But so the Warrior's like, I got to get in on this because he didn't do it for money. He has a philosophy, and I'm gonna explain a little bit of it because my mind isn't smart enough to comprehend the Warrior. I don't know if anyone is, but he did a comic book around a philosophy he has called destrucity. Now, if you're wondering what is destrucity, well, destrucity is, as the Webster Dictionary calls it,
Yeah, he made it to Webster's.
the creation of a destruce between one's destiny and one's reality.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Which I can understand if it was dreamtucity, because it would be like there's a truce between what you dream and what is your reality. That makes sense to me.
Right.
Because you need that balance. You can't dream too high, but you still must dream.
Right.
So I don't know what destiny is like. You have
I
no
feel
control
like-
over.
I feel like a dream is below a destiny. I feel like
Yes, you're right. Destiny is meant to happen. A dream is a hope.
yeah, so dreams are way up there, and destiny is something that's achievable, maybe? I don't know.
It's not
It's
even
got us
achievable.
talking.
It's not even achievable. It's going to happen. You're not even in control of it.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
it's
right.
destined to
Destined
happen.
to happen. Like we're
You can't
destined
stop
to,
it.
We're destined to put out the greatest podcast on firepower ever.
Yeah.
And it's not just going to be Warrior.
This is fucking crazy.
This is weird.
There's 8 disciplines to destrucity, Griff.
Oh,
Number 1, the physical. Number 2, beliefs.
Okay.
Number 3, the moment of mastery.
Is that?
This is as deep as I went into it, people, because apparently this was a very text-heavy comic book.
Yeah.
I don't own these comics, but I'm giving you the fucking Wikipedia version.
Could
you look into it.
Could you give us a price check on what they're selling it for a first issue?
$10.
$10 whole
This
dollars.
is a dollar bin book if there ever was a dollar bin
And it's
book.
not a comic book. It's self-help. It's philosophy.
Right.
This is deep text that we're
Right.
talking about.
This should be handed out to every kid in school.
Would you say
I'm not
that?
done with my disciplines.
I know. What was the last discipline? The self
moment of mastery.
Yeah, that's ejaculation. That's what he's
Yes.
talking about.
Well, I don't know. I think the warrior is very concerned about his chi. I think he doesn't release anything.
You don't think no fluids leave that man's
he
body?
Probably makes love to a woman, and at the point of orgasm stops, and then just walks away.
Stone face.
Yes. Number 4, attitude.
All right.
Number 5, commitment.
Okay.
Number 6, association.
Association.
Yeah, associate with the right people.
Okay.
Number
okay.
7, integrity. We all know the warrior has integrity. That's why he held up Vince McMahon and said, buy 1 million copies of this comic book and I'll come back to the WWF.
Yes.
And the final one, obviously, when you've achieved it all, nirvana of destrucity, wisdom.
Wisdom. Do you know the difference between wisdom and intelligence? Enough to give somebody like a cookie-feeder response on that?
All I know is that it was very wise of the makers of this film to give the warrior no lines.
Yes. He had the intelligence and the wisdom not to give him any lines.
Right.
Literally no lines. But I want to talk about this movie, obviously, because we're covering it. But I keep saying that it's fascinating, that it gives us so much. It gives us, as a dumb movie, in an hour
so
and
much
30,
world building.
in an hour and 32 minutes, it gives Griff every little tidbit he wants. And tidbits is the name of this section right here, Murray. We have Judge Dredd level police.
Right. This is the Dredd. If people are upset by Stallone's Dredd movie, this is the one you need to watch. This was before it.
Yeah.
This is the Dredd movie you didn't know you needed.
Right. Going undercover for these guys was super easy because nobody sees their face until they want them to see their face.
Gary Daniels wears a
Gary
helmet
Daniels.
and wears a helmet, reminiscent of Judge Dredd. Rides a motorcycle like Judge Dredd. They even have like lawgivers. They have special weapons that shoot special bullets.
They did.
It's obviously, I'm not even kidding. They're obviously, whoever wrote this was a fan of the Judge Dredd
Had to
comic books because there's an influence.
Especially with like the police state and then the zone of freedom type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got that going on. It does, like Stallone's Judge Dredd, you get about 10 minutes where they're Judge Dredd. And then the rest of the movie.
Well, once again, you have the beautiful Gary Daniels. You don't cover that face up.
And that
the,
hair.
And the sad sackness of Chad McQueen.
Oh, my God.
Who it makes perfect sense he's a sad sack because I've said a million times, his father, fake tough guy, Steve McQueen.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
But the other interesting thing about this is we have split the country into two things. It's like Trump got his second term because now what we have in America is conservative police state hellhole, which is what Gary Daniels and that's what they work for. It's a fascist police state.
Well, I mean, their social evaluation probably sent them there.
And they have which is another tidbit we'll get to in a second here, but the social evaluations, which you're all failing, and we have called your parents, and they are ashamed of you.
Well, you failed last month. I think you guys are coming back.
I honestly, that's what I told the parents. I said, your kids are actually starting to come through.
They just need to work harder.
Yeah, they
apply themselves. You need to apply yourself, listener.
Right. You need to listen.
That's trucity.
You need to listen a little bit more when they start telling you about the lessons we send them home with. You need to listen a little bit closer to it.
Do your homework.
Parents also need to do their homework, is what we're trying to say.
Right.
But the zone of freedom is the other side of that coin.
Personal freedom.
Thank you, Murray. I had a short.
It's very libertarian, this movie.
Thank you, because that's exactly what it's going to.
Yeah.
We have fascist conservatism on one side and then libertarian on the other. And you know what, Murray? Both worlds look like paradise.
Yeah.
They both look amazing.
That's why they call the libertarian world hell zone in this movie. Yeah.
Because
that's the real. That's libertarian. Because
perfect.
it's libertarianism put into effect.
Right.
It's like communism. On paper, it looks pretty good, and then you put into effect, you put people into it, and it's fucking horrible.
Right.
Yeah.
So Hell Zone, as it comes to be named, It's literally it's a burning barrel fested theater, state theater, just sitting right there, and it's been turned into a fight ring, and of course,
a death ring. If you will.
Yeah, Murray. Out of 10, what does this death ring get? I love that's in an old theater.
I'm always taking notes because if you're new to the show, my dream, and it's going to happen because of Destrucity. It's my destiny, and it's a truce between my destiny and my reality.
Yeah. I can't wait for your moment of mastery or whatever it was.
Yeah, moment of mastery. Yeah.
I don't want to be there to clean it up.
I did that last night. But so what I was saying is, it's been my dream, like any real American, any entrepreneur's dream, to get rich enough, and we're getting there. Trust me, we're getting there. Christ. I mean, we're earning our. I blew a lot of our money on Trump NFTs
and the shoes,
and the Bibles.
That's right.
We're actually sitting on a Bible.
I mean, I'm sitting on a throne of cash right now,
and because you're the betting king.
That's right.
So. By the way, I don't know if I did like they did a lot of parlay bets in this movie. I like too, and maybe that inspired what we're going through now.
Yeah,
maybe that's what the people of Vegas, whoever tried to get like legalized gambling everywhere, they brought in firepower and they said, "Watch this." And
this was the influence behind UFC.
Yeah. So I want to get a fight ring, but a classy fight ring. Where it's just, see, this is the problem. Riff-raff in this movie.
Murray, I got it written down right here. Studded leather. Jeans, eye patches were prevalent in this movie.
Yes.
I counted 19 different eye patches. So is there some kind of rule to come into the hell zone where you get an eye poked out? Is this like the old eye for an eye type bullshit?
Well, you will if you come into my place dressed like that, because men in tuxedos, women in evening gowns. Mm-hmm. We are classy people. That's in my fucking death ring.
Right.
All right. So I took notes. I a lot of backlighting in this death ring, dramatic. I kind of liked that. I did like parlay betting. I liked that you could change the bet in the middle of a fight.
It seemed like the bettors could tip the scales mid-fight, because what they made it sound like at times, and then at other times they completely back off that and say it's random and a computer's doing everything, which is a whole thing I'll get into when we do the episode. But yeah, the betting is all over the place. By the way,
Griff, I think I got a position for you at my death ring, and it is weapons guy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I am that character.
Yes.
I love. Again, this movie is so perfect. There is just one character who sits at a computer. Murray, if you didn't keep track, he never turns his face. Always profile, always lit by the monitor. Never shrugs, never winces, never goes, "Oh my God," nothing.
That's what a true hacker does.
I appreciate this movie.
Were you taking notes? Because maybe you could get the promotion you want.
The promote? Oh, I see what you're going for here. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. All right, so good fight ring, not great fight ring.
Like I said, riffraff. Those people would never be allowed in my fight ring.
Yeah, I didn't ask you about the people. I said it's a good fight ring.
It was okay. It did.
Octagon?
I mean, it was an octagon. It was a cage. It was an electric. I would love if the UFC electrified their cage. Yeah. That would make some exciting shit.
Yeah. What about the weapons?
I like that. I like that it's randomized. Quote unquote quote. Yeah, and it's like sometimes a fight, like when you start, it's non-lethal combat, but when you're in the championship round, it's fucking lethal combat. I like that.
That's kind of cool. It's like you can doidle down there in the minors for a while, but it's like once you get
learning your craft.
Yeah, once you get up to the big boys, it's life or death.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to do names now, or do you want to do it when we actually get introduced to them in the movie? Because we've gone 20 minutes.
I think we should do it when we're talking about the movie.
Let's do that.
I think we go to this trailer.
Guys,
is there a trailer for this movie?
Good question.
I think there is.
If not, we'll just give you more warrior quotes.
Well, speaking of warrior quotes, get ready! Put the rocket fuel in your ass and blast off for this trailer, starring the ultimate warrior, Firepower.
Los Angeles, the year 2006. Citywide crime has increased 300%, and a gang called the Hell Riders control most of the city. Hell Zone, where laws don't exist and murder is the local currency.
Good day to kill a cop.
Now that wasn't very neighborly, was it?
Flav says it might be AIDS vaccine.
Well, if the Hellsiders are running this stuff,
Let us go undercover.
Anyone can visit my club if they want to play.
A pair of tough cops on an undercover mission enter the Hell Zone, where a criminal mastermind has created a game, an arena of death ring fighters. Their job to expose an illegal AIDS vaccine racket.
You use a stick like you've used one before.
yeah, well, I practice a little.
But they discover that skill doesn't always determine the victor in the arena.
It's run by a computer.
It was Drexel.
Get you out of there.
Look, we have a contact.
It's too dangerous.
Hey, that guy's a cop.
I have a message to give to your husband.
I'm going into the zone to get Drexel.
Too bad we can't do that in the real world.
LAPD.
Rock and roll division.
Firepower.
Welcome back, Golan-Globus. And if you were a fly on the wall in this kitchen, we know it. Me and Murray been talking like we haven't seen each other in 6 days. And then my neighbor apparently got DoorDash. A guy in scrubs. Like, it's gotten that bad.
Guy in scrubs is delivering DoorDash to your neighbors.
Either a nurse or a doctor had to come park in my driveway.
Maybe.
I'm just glad Millie didn't
organ
notice.
donating?
Oh, shit.
Does anybody, you and your friends, need an organ?
Well, the one has been kind of leaning to one side
I
more
got
often.
one organ for him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What's with you and splooges and spluddles and organs?
When did I splooge?
You were talking about Warrior Splooge earlier.
I
His
said no.
Puddle of Destiny or something?
Puddle of That's my favorite Harry Potter book, by the way. Puddle of Destiny.
Is that the puberty episode? Because that was
Yeah.
interesting. J.K. Rowling really knows what a child going through puberty is like.
Yes, she is the Judy Blume of modern times.
Of male puberty.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, she knows all about gender. We know that. But anyway,
she's an
we're in the future, Griff. The far-off future of 2006.
my favorite year.
Yeah, remember when we had lasers in 2006?
I think I was playing laser tag in 2006. I was 19.
We're at the old Cadillac Jack's Diner. We're getting a little world building. We're hearing a radio or TV or something playing. We're learning that the Japanese and the Americans are getting the Japanese businessmen getting together with the American businessmen, and they're going to Mars.
Mars people, we've been talking about it for years.
Oh, yeah, and also AIDS is killing everybody.
So this movie was made in 1993. Is that during the AIDS epidemic?
AIDS
Okay.
crisis, yeah.
All right. Well, here's the thing. AIDS is just rampant, and it's not just among the gay community. It's
The
everywhere.
cruising community. It's everywhere now.
It's everywhere.
What's the bandana for I got AIDS?
That's a good question. We finally
You don't have that one. You're not getting laid if you go, hey, I got AIDS. You know.
Yeah, like, do the AIDS people just keep fucking the AIDS people? Is that something you can do?
That would be responsible. I don't know.
Could it make it worse, though?
You get double AIDS?
I don't
Maybe
know.
it negates it. You ever thought about that?
What's that? Oh, negates it? Yeah. I
two
mean,
negatives make a positive.
What if
HIV positive. But anyway, folks, go back to your AIDS vaccine. This is probably what started the whole anti-vax thing. It was this fucking... Who knew the firepower was this so influential?
I forget who the doctor was who was like, oh, yeah, the vaccines, they're putting in kids' vaccines. They're definitely making them autistic. It definitely started with this movie. You didn't think this movie had much reach, but the right people...
Are you talking because of Gary Daniels' performance? You thought he was autistic?
Did you not see that man without a smile on his face?
He's
I almost spoiled
Simple
something.
Gary?
He was smiling in every single... This woman is telling her tragic tale of her boyfriend dying.
Didn't he? We're talking about that. I think we told the joke too. in Blood Moon, I think. We
Yes.
said he looked like Simple Jack because he had like that bowl cut.
He had that cut
Yeah.
and everything. Yeah. I'm glad you remember the name of the Blood Moon episode. Was that with Paul? Did we do that with Paul?
I think he flaked on us. We wanted to. Yeah, we would have known about it if it wasn't for Paul. So we thank Paul for that.
Paul, thank you, because you know every single B-level martial artist in the 90s.
Right.
He is you're a fountain of
Destrucity
Destrucity.
of 90s martial arts.
Where are we at? Are we on this movie? Oh yeah,
AIDS.
So the AIDS vaccine is so prevalent. Everybody needs it bad.
Not the vaccine. The AIDS itself is so prevalent.
Right, but I'm saying that everybody needs the actual vaccine. Right. It's their modern day
Everybody's
C-word.
raw dogging in 2006.
Well, yeah, and again, it's spread. Like, we thought bisexual was a new thing. No, in 2006, everybody was bi. It's crossing all over the place.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And so that leaves a new little window for, terrorists to sneak in, bioterrorists. And this movie puts us down the rabbit hole of a fake AIDS vaccine. They changed an enzyme, Murray. They just switched an enzyme around.
That means. Somebody just pulled it out of their ass. They changed an enzyme.
Guys, you see why I'm so into this movie? This is 1 minute into it.
This is blink if you miss it territory.
Yes. Japanese and Americans landed on Mars together. They shook hands. They, did the finger trap.
They did
They
not shake
bowed.
hands.
They finger trapped each other. They penis trapped each other. And then,
first of all, that's Chinese handcuffs, not Japanese.
Oh,
handcuffs.
shit.
So,
he's coming back with the bag. I think he went to the wrong house entirely.
I think he just left a liver.
I
We're talking about the doctor. Hey, is there a fake AIDS enzyme on there?
You know what? This is good timing. Let's get him in here.
All right, we're seeing our cops. Nick Sledge. Badass name if I've ever heard one. Reminiscent of Judge Dredd, Judge Sledge. Played by Gary Daniels.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that was clearly a nod to Dredd.
And the old sad sack himself, Chad McQueen, playing Darren Branoff. And you think I'm making fun of old Chad, but no, I like his performance because he's a schlub in this movie and he embraces it. He's not even attempting to be a badass in this movie.
Nothing. The only thing, well, I will say, he has some moments where he's trying to play it up later on that we'll talk about. And Murray, what am I talking about? Leather jacket, bandana, gel, spiky hair. So, yes.
God, I hate that. That was a 90s look, man. Those relaxed fit jeans, that big baggy leather jacket. Everything was baggy. It was the 90s. And a fucking, a bandana.
He was constantly wearing those like spaghetti strap, wife beater type, things.
Yeah.
And he's just flap.
Yeah, he's skinny fat.
He's the original Flappy Bird, everybody.
Yeah, he's the character Flaps in this movie. There's a character named Flaps. We never see the character. We just hear of him.
Just name him Pussycat.
So
again, Murray will do all the good Gary
yeah.
Daniels throughout that.
So
not me.
Darren Branoff, Chad McQueen's character, is the heart and soul of this movie. Nick Sledge is all action. He doesn't take anything seriously.
God, he's smiling the whole movie.
Yeah, and he's I guess we're gonna have to wear condoms again,
We're gonna have to cover our little peckers.
Little Jimmy Cap there. And Darren's like, I'm married. I haven't had sex in years. Okay,
it's okay. And of course, Gary's got to be like, yeah, Catch. You should be out there fucking everybody too, because they're supposed to be like under 30, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. And they live in somewhere.
L.A. They live in L.A.
L.A. Okay, yeah. So that's a prime
News report is continuing. This fake vaccine is apparently being manufactured in L.A.'s zone of personal freedom, a.k.a. the Hell Zone. We talked about this in the opener.
That's right.
In order to, they know people got to fuck. So they're like, all right, we'll designate a certain area. You can rape, you can kill, you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Just do it in Hell Zone.
I imagine in order, because think about this. California has so many delegates over there. You got to get California to win the country, essentially, unless you win all those middle ground
What are you talking
states.
about? Democrats always win California.
They do.
They don't win.
How did the Republicans win it in the year 2006? They told the Libertarians, you guys can have your own zone of personal freedom if you vote us in. And it worked. It worked. They got it.
There's an expert on this television program talking about the zone of personal freedom. We learned that the police are not allowed. I'm liking that. And the occupants handle their own victimless crimes.
That's right.
So this is just about drugs, prostitution, victimless crimes.
That's right.
Even the samurai cop would have no problem with this.
Exactly.
And it worked for a while. Until the Hell Riders came in, Griff, and they took over. It's always the Hell Riders.
Or maybe Hellsiders.
Or Hellsiders.
You know, it gets kind of mixed up in this movie.
And Nick said, I wish we'd just drop a bomb on them. and Darren's like, you and me both, brother.
Cops for you, bro. You know, just, hey, if we can't control it, if we can't dictate our justice over them, just murder them.
Right. So they get in their cop car. They get a little Teleco. Comes in from Boone, the sassy black woman that work with. We all have one of those at work. And she's just going, hey, man, there's some bangers out there in a zebra print 98 Chevy.
She doesn't even say zebra print, which is befuddling when you see it. Because she just goes, it sounds like a Tom Waits song at first. Because she's like, there's some bangers out there in a blue Chevy 98. And then you see it. It is a leopard print.
Zebra print.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Zebra print.
White and black. Zebra print.
White and black? I thought it was blue.
No, there's no blue at all. I don't know. That's why.
Why did she say blue?
That's why.
Oh my
I
God!
thought,
It's the original blue or black. The dress.
Yes.
The original blue.
That was
black.
like 2006, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we get a chase through an endless tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, the cops have a blockade, and apparently zebra guys. Maybe it's a Zuba's car. They just, because that was hot too.
No, it was Zuba's.
And they just, you notice, not only did the zebra car, a cop car ran into the blockade because two cars go flying.
Yes.
Explosions everywhere. This is like, fuck you, George Miller and Fury Road. This was the inspiration for Fury Road here. This scene. Because it's just like blowing up shit.
This movie did.
No CGI.
Yeah, this movie did car crashes.
No furious erections happened during this. Which, by the way, prepare. If you're going to go see the movie Furiosa, I've been told by a reliable source, some random guy on Twitter, furious erections will happen.
Bring your Dune popcorn worm.
Yes, you will need that.
I just want you, Murray, to spell out for people. What is Gary Daniels and Darren driving? Nick and Darren, what do they drive? What is their?
Is it like a minivan?
It's a
armored
fucking
minivan.
Minivan.
Armored minivan, though. I gotta say, for a movie that had zero budget, some of the shit looked okay. Mm-hmm. Like they tried.
Again, the message of this episode is this movie is so much better than it deserves to be.
Yeah, and they're in full Judge Dredd mode. They got their fucking Judge Dredd helmets on, covering the top of their face. I'm like, which one's Gary? And then I go there, see that beautiful ponytail.
Beautiful ponytail. See, they knew we need to have something to, point these guys apart.
Boone, the lovable black woman, woman of color, excuse me, calls in and she's like, hey, one of the guys in that car is Mendez. He pals around with the swordsman.
Yeah.
We're like, who the fuck is a swordsman? This is very intriguing.
Right. You got to be careful out there. And she's saying it. She's Z-snapping because this is 93 casting of a black woman. So you got to Z-snap. Yeah. She's got a beret on, too.
And he's like, no worries, love. We're going to stop them. Darren picks up on this, and he's just like...
You two hate each other so much. I can tell. You guys are going to get in the water bed and ride the fuck waves.
And what do we say? Some kind of love, some kind of hate. So Darren, he's like, he knows what he's talking about. I don't dip my pen in the company ink. Very softly says that snark.
Like at any moment, I'm expecting him to sweep a chimney or advertise that he sweep chimneys.
Yeah. So the bad guys crawl out of this. They should be incinerated because the car blew up, but they crawl. How does the physics? And we see this a million times. There's a roadblock and the car just flies over them.
Yeah, I know. There's something going on with cop cars.
And explodes.
That one side of them is a ramp, and so our guys are always flipping over them instead of just crashing through them. The Hidden got it right, but this movie does not.
So the bad guys are firing back, and they're like, hey, man, standing my ground. So Darren pulls out his lawgiver. It's a fucking lawgiver.
Right.
Judge Dredd again.
Right. It's got AI built into it.
Right.
Hey, Siri, turn on the smart bullet. You want fart bullets? No, I said smart bullets. You want smart... Sorry, I could do this for 9 hours. We're going to stop this now. He gets the smart bullets.
And it shoots the guy right dead between the eyes.
And Darren turns to the camera and goes, hey, these smart bullets are pretty good.
Then
Gary Daniels.
Sledge. He takes the law into his own hands, literally, because he grabs one of the perps. I think it's Mendez.
It is
And
Mendez.
starts pummeling the shit out of this guy. So remember, 92, Rodney King beatings trial. Don King.
My bad. I was close.
He's the
I
boxing.
got you in the ballpark.
He's the boxing promoter. He does. There is fighting involved.
I got you in the ballpark.
So it's very of its time, because that's the best kind of science fiction, Griff. It's really speaking about our time we're living in.
So, yeah, you got to stretch it. You make it so close that when you look at it, you're like, oh, fuck, I could see this stretching out in this way. So he's got Mendez, perp. He's got his hands up, and he's trying to read him his Miranda rights. But as he's reading him the Miranda rights, he's punching him in the fucking kidneys. And he's just like, hey, punk, how do you feel about the right to reserve your silence, or whatever they say? I know my Miranda rights.
I heard it last week when Stallone did it to that one guy. Stop! You can get another brutality demerit, dude. So we're like looking. We're already fucking tying the hands of the police, even in the future.
Right. Hands not tied, come on.
So I take it back to the old police HQ. We see Boone bitching about, she's like, God damn it, gas. They finally did it, Griff. The year 2000, we went metric. Because she's like, it's $30 a liter.
That's right.
I don't know what she's saying. It's like all Greek to me. Like, what liter? What is this? And she's like, I can't even. I try to give the car away. I have to pay for fucking insurance for it, and I can't even drive it.
Mandatory. So you can tell the politics of the guy who wrote this movie. I have to pay mandatory insurance, and it's $30 a liter.
But in the Shangri-La that is Hellzone, the Libertarian Shangri-La, no insurance required.
That's right. Exactly. So that's the cool place to live. And this clearly was not an election year, because that was what, 2008, 2004, 2008. Yeah.
92, yeah.
Yeah. So clearly they knew better. They did their research. They knew we weren't going to have a new president, because the president dictates the price of gas. We know this. It's a fact.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. We still have prostitutes in the background screaming and.
Do you remember how much gas was in 2006?
2006?
Yeah, because I do. It was a big thing.
Was it like $3 or something like that?
It's like $4.
Yeah.
Because of like the Iraq War or something, some of that shit.
That necessary war. Yeah. Mendez is brought in, and we see Big Brother. He's got a bar. His crime statistics are on a barcode tattooed on. Where are we, in Nazi Germany now?
Right. This is what we all complain about. No wonder why he lives in the libertarian zone. It's because they fucking barcoded him over here in fascist America.
They scan him. He's done it all.
That's right. Fingered buttholes, dicked buttholes, got his butthole dicked. We don't accept gays in this America. Are you kidding me?
We do in Hellzone.
Hellzone is allowed, yeah, that's right.
We also learned he had a couple phosphorus loads. He shot a couple phosphorus loads.
Jesus Christ, talk about destitute.
And a time destrucity.
Destrucity.
That was his moment of majesty. They pull out a tiny vial of Monster Energy drink, but no, it's not. It's something more disgusting.
You saw the look on Sledge's face. He's like, I've had one of these before. I've had a tough workout. But no.
5-hour energy drink, was that it?
Yeah, it could have been a 5-hour. I mean, maybe they came out with an ecto cooler version.
They slapped Mendez around some more, but he deserves it. He's a criminal.
He's a criminal.
We saw it on his barcode.
Yeah, they even asked him again, oh, could you put your hands up real quick? And then they fucking face slammed him.
Boone is like, hey there, tall drink of water. You give me a ride, Sledge?
Because, again, the car, continuity.
Right.
Continuity. She asked Darren first, and Darren's like, I'll let you borrow my bike. It's my kid's bike, actually. It's a Schwinn.
Sledge is like, coming home for the ride, love. The one clerk, he's like, Sledge, cut your fucking hair. I'm part of the LAPD rock and roll division. And then he flicks his hair as he goes off.
Oh, man.
Mendez is like, I'll fucking kill you, oinkers.
Because he gets to see their blue eyes. He gets to
Right.
see their face for the first time. So he's like, I'm going to memorize your faces, and I swear to fucking Allah, I'll get revenge.
Wow.
I don't know.
And
Libertarian zone,
remember, he called them oinkers.
Oinkers!
Boys got to meet with the captain. Of course, the captain's upset about something. He's a captain.
Again, another perfect casting. Wrinkled, crinkled, round
2
face.
weeks away from retirement. When are you going to cut your hair, Sledge? They're just calling back to a joke that just happened 5 seconds ago.
Again, this guy killed it.
And then all of a sudden there's a ruckus going on.
What the fuck is going on in my precinct?
Swordman.
RoboCop's bringing in the swordsman.
Book 'em, creep.
And he's like, get everybody down there. Why did you bring them fucking here? Why did you bring the swordsman? Back up. Get back up.
Now remember, we had heard just a moment before that Mendez palled around with the swordsman. And
right.
now we're getting to see him. It's the swordsman played by Mr. James Hellwig, a.k.a. the Ultimate Warrior, a.k.a. the Dingo Warrior, a.k.a. the Destrucity Warrior. And he is fucking looking amazing. He's got the rock star hair teased to within an inch of its life.
Oh yeah.
I got a Griff. I'm gonna say it. I'm not gay, but I got I like that.
Yeah,
that
no.
big. I got a boner. I'm sorry.
Sorry, it's okay. We're adults here.
I was like, that's some hot fucking 80s hair you got going on.
Right.
And he's just like, he's not even worried at all. He's like, I'm gonna break out of here first chance I get.
That's right. He is going along with it. He allows his hand to be scanned. Remember that backup I was just yelling about? Well, no one actually shows up. So it's the two guys who brought him in, and Boone and the other guy with the mustache who are checking him in, checking his bar scan.
Right.
And of course,
And he's done it all and then some.
Wearing tube socks during the day, wearing tube socks at night, R-ing a woman with
Going
tube
to a
socks
strip
on.
club with sweatpants
Going
on.
with a fucking glory hole cut into them.
Right. All sex crimes. All sex crimes.
All sex crimes.
Except in the hell zone. So, because remember, these are victimless crimes.
Sex crimes victimless?
In the hell zone, it is.
I don't know how a sex crime could be victimless.
Hell zone
Unless
it
you're
is.
just jerking off.
Hey, the Warrior's over 6 feet tall. It's okay. So, he's
What's he doing, Murray?
outside. He's doing nothing. He gets brought to his cell, and he just sits there.
He fights off a bunch of people.
No. Oh, he does. Yeah, he loses
Yeah, he
control. He
does.
roid rages.
Well, yeah.
I don't think that was even the script. I think the Ultimate Warrior just roid raged and
Yeah.
just attacked people.
Well, he needs again. We relate so many things back to wrestling, and this is him proving his fucking macho-ness. So he's beating the shit out of everybody.
Much like his wrestling career, no selling everything the guys are hitting him with, and
Correct.
stiff as fuck.
Right. So you see him, and again, nobody comes for the backup. So it's just the two cops who brought him in. He's fucking body slamming me.
And these are old
suplexing him.
school, like 90s cops. So they're scrawny with mustaches.
That's right. Breaking chairs. He fucking Pillmanized. What do they call it? Pulverized? Pulverized? He pulverized some. They do the thing with the chairs on the chair and they Pillmanized. Anyways, what am I doing?
Concerto? What are you talking
The
about?
concerto type thing, yeah. But yeah,
They tase his taint.
it's
And
anarchy.
he just blows it. He just brushes it off.
Until Boone, who is just standing there watching, like, oh shit, this guy's fucking I fucked this man, but and she tosses over a taser, and it's green lasers because the future, everybody. We know currently we have blue lasers, but in the future we get green.
And it takes him down. It stuns him. When you get even when this warrior gets this fucking stunner to the taint, taser to the taint, he goes down.
Man, did you listen to that thing I sent you?
No, I did not.
Because the Stone Cold Stunner got a fucking taser to the taint. And that's part of that story. That's why you need to listen to it.
Outside, an armored Jeep battering ram type vehicle is appearing, and an armored bus appears.
Right. Oh, man. Okay. But the goons, in these tiny vehicles with this concrete compound. They just plow their little fucking Jeep Wrangler. It's for muddy.
It was a Suzuki Samurai.
Oh, is it?
And it did tip over twice.
But it manages to plow through the side of this police precinct.
Right.
Then a minute ago we saw is like compound gates on gate on gate. They got through all of that without any noise.
All the goons emerged. They're opening fire. It's like fucking the scene from Terminator. Cops are getting blasted. They go to the holding cell. The fucking swordsman just nonchalantly gets up, says nothing. We saw when he was brought in, they use a hand scan to open up the cell.
Future, everybody.
Right. Yeah, everything's, they don't use keys in the future. And so what do? They shoot the hand, a very good shot. They shoot the hand off of the cop.
Yeah.
They could have dragged his body in his
No, they could have done that, but it's not cool enough.
Opens it up. Severed hand opens it up. Then Amanda's like, hey, boss, you going to release me too? That's as far as the swordsman goes as far as dialogue.
That's right.
And he just walks off and leaves him.
So poor old Boone. She's sitting there. She's hiding. She's frantic. She can't put
Pinned down.
She can't put her wits together. Everyone's yelling, Boone, run this way, as we watch Bullet go through file cabinet, just inching closer to her, and finally right through her. No, someone is not just trying to say goodbye to a sunset or something. That was somebody calling out for their dear friend who they're in love with but not in love with because they don't dip their dick in company ink.
Yeah. Well, you don't dip your
You don't dip your dick.
You don't dip your dick or your pen in company ink.
That's right.
So
I wish we could get the audio, but very much like our audio, our no from
Undefeatable.
It just doesn't play on audio, especially Gary Daniels. His no's do not register on the same level. So
the frequency.
The frequencies, most anybody over 20 basically cannot hear Gary Daniels.
Right. So Sledge jumps on his police bike.
Yes.
And gives chase to this armored bus. So they're on a bridge, aren't they?
Yeah. Now, I want to say the bus reminded me of David Lynch's device for the gaseous creature that meets up with the Empire or whatever it was called.
Yeah, the Navigators.
The Navigator. The bus looked like that. It was supposed to be heavily armored, but that's what it reminded me of.
Just a Greyhound with some sheet metal riveted to it.
That's right. And Gary Daniels is you wouldn't believe it. This bus, completely armored. You would need a nuclear missile.
Tighter than a virgin on a first date.
That's right. I put so many one-liners for Gary Daniels in here just to hear Murray say
A cop capture comes in, and this is where we get our futuristic shit because the bad guys apparently have laser guns. We never see lasers for the rest of the movie.
The lasers were so sad too. It was the sound effect was literally a guy saying "Picoo, picoo, pew pew."
It was Gary Daniels. He picked up a little extra money.
Yeah.
And it blows the helicopter up.
Helicopter.
Helicopter. Yeah.
God damn it, Murray. Murray's off his game. I won't tell you why.
Yeah. And they make it to the borders of Hell Zone. Cops aren't allowed in Hell Zone. So they make scot-free.
You hear the readout. Guys, they're 1 meter away from Hell Zone. Again, future
metric,
is we finally adopted the metric system in 2006. The 1 meter, and Gary Daniels like, to hell with it. I'm going in.
He shoots his Delta Force rockets at him.
Picoo, picoo.
This damn tracker's off. Nick, but he heads in, right, and now he's deep in the Hell Zone. This is where cops, they're not welcome at the Hell Zone.
That's right.
And he goes up to the Palace, is the place where we have our death ring every Friday night.
Now, I'm sorry. You would think that the Palace would be central to the Hell Zone or something. It is 1 block into the Hell Zone. You cross the bridge, there it is. It's like it's tempting everybody to come over.
Right.
Because they got the spotlights. It's like when you drive up to Detroit, you're like, oh, what's that building right there? Casino. What's that building? That's also a casino. What about that one? Parking lot to a casino.
So remember, we said anything goes here. So there's a lot of cross-dressing going on. And we get a cross-dressing prostitute.
Something funny about that statement you just made there, though. A lot of cross-dressing. You create a libertarian utopia, and no woman wants to live in it.
There were some women there.
There's a couple, yeah.
Yeah. But not prostitutes. It's all men prostitutes, people. That's the one problem with Hell Zone. Unless you're into that kind of thing. Yeah. So Nick gets some information from Crossdresser, and he's like, Swordsman's over there.
Yep.
So they go, and he's not even trying. That's the thing. Like, if you're going to get a Crossdresser, at least try.
Put on the bustier, the lingerie, tease the hair. That's a lot of effort.
And then he gives our boys a little wink. Look me up when you're done with the Swordman.
All right, inside we get to see that this place is the bouncing rave.
I told you they're women here. They're the ones. They're dancing.
Right, of course. They're the
dancing
ones.
to Belle Biv DeVoe's Poison.
Do.
This poison. We get the voiceover. Come in next week. Get your free T-shirt for Death Ring.
You wouldn't believe what we're doing next week, baby. We are having there was literally a match they called a Chainsaw Massacre match.
Yeah.
So this is Tony Khan booking. Tony Khan and maybe John Moxley work together. Murray, is this a good time to start introducing some people, or do you want to do that in another minute?
Another minute.
All right, so people, some shit's been happening behind the scenes.
Literally.
And we're coming back. We got the girls dancing. We got the matches being announced. And we've got our two new little flounders walking into the big old fishbowl.
Well, yeah, but they're in full cop regalia, so
They even had like a Black Eagle badge. Did you notice their badge?
I did not notice that.
It looked fascist as fuck.
It looked Judge Dredd.
Sure.
And because they're wearing their helmets still, right? Or they take them off. Yeah. So, they're not well. They're cops aren't allowed in Hell Zone, so they're lucky to be alive right now.
They can't enforce anything in Hell Zone. Yeah. Their justice means nothing here because we actually get a cut up to the leader of the Hell Zone. I think we get it pretty quickly here. Is this okay time?
Yeah.
Drexel.
Poor man's John P. Ryan.
And
John P. Ryan would kill it in this role. This guy does a great job, but John P. Ryan.
This guy, 7 out of 10. John P. Ryan, 10 out of 10.
11 out of 10.
Woo, shit.
It's John P. Ryan, Johnny P.
Johnny P. Okay.
So, yeah, he's in charge of all of this, and his main hench is the swordsman, who's there in his little
he's in his office backlit office, of course. Guys, if you are confused about what we're talking about,
we're just in some rented office space, so they got use creative lighting to make this look.
Go look at any popular Twitch streamer and the neon fucking cool lights they got going on. That's what we have in this movie. That's where they got the look from. Right. Is from this office. And so Drexel's sitting there, and he's getting informed. Sir, we have word that uniforms. They don't even say police. They say uniforms are in the audience tonight. And he's like, anybody can be in here. It's a libertarian godsend.
Inclusivity.
That's right.
Drestrusticity. I can't even say it anymore.
Hey, I've known a cop or two.
Drestrusity.
I've known a dread or two, and they like getting their buttholes warm just like everybody else. Of course, they're
one
welcome.
thing that unites us as human beings.
As long as they gamble. If they gamble, they're allowed. Otherwise, no.
So we also see Future Griff at the keyboard, just doing his computer stuff.
Yes, of course.
I think that's a technical term for your job, computer stuff.
Murray, this happens where people ask me, what do you do? And I just go, cloud computer stuff. And
so they're constantly, because we said the fights are constantly evolving from minute to minute, so he's changing the odds repeatedly.
Right. As a person around, applications and everything, I'm like, what the fuck is his job? because they're
according to this movie, just to own open weapons.
this is something people need for today because AI is the word of the now. Everyone's talking about AI. This movie tries to sell randomness, computer intelligence, artificial intelligence constantly, but then they keep cutting to Griff here at the keyboard frantically. He's handcuffed to the keyboard.
He's not frantic. He's calm, cool, and collected.
He needs to be because otherwise, Murray, there's an effect. There's a certain thing that happens. Do you type well, Murray?
No, I do the two forefingers.
Can you imagine what it'd be like if I was standing over you telling you type this right now? Because that's what this guy's got going on. He's got thousands of people betting down there. He's got Drexel, the leader of Hellzone, over his shoulder.
I bet if they had the hacker from Blackbird working this.
Yeah.
Remember, if you grab your nuts and then threaten a guy's life,
that's right.
You'll work a lot faster.
That's right. Guys, go listen to that episode. Also,
Michael Flatley's magnum opus.
That's right.
Blackbird.
Also, and great villain in that too. Yeah. Julia Roberts' brother.
Eric
Roberts. But you could also look to the other Gary Daniels movie we did, Blood Moon, again, for one of the greatest hackers of the world.
Hot Dog, what was he called?
That was Hot Dog.
No,
that was Hot Dog.
What was he called? Oh, fuck.
I don't remember.
I need to go back and listen to that episode.
I know. We fucking
Justice, I think he was called.
You know what I think it was just? I think his name. He's a fat, sloppy hacker man.
Condiment eating hot dog motherfucker.
He just keeps him above his desk. He reaches up and grabs him.
He's got a piss jug like The Rock.
That's right.
So we go back to because he's like, as long as they gamble, they can do whatever they want. They go back to the bar. We see Darren asking waitresses, "Hey, have you seen The Swordsman?"
And
great rock star hair, beautiful body, great tan, peck jelly to the gills.
Of course they look like cops because they are dressed as cops.
Yeah, they're in uniform.
But then Darren is going to, "Hey, excuse me, and Gary Daniels is trying to keep it cool. Sledge. He's just he's vibing, as the kids like to say.
Yeah. He's got so much riz in this movie.
Dude. Well, you notice immediately he removes the midsection to show off his abs.
Yeah,
he lifts up because the kids love showing off.
This uniform's kind of chafing me.
This is a little chafing. My body armor. It's a little too much.
And we see some thugs in the background. What are these fucking cops think they can go to Hellzone? This is our place.
The one motherfucker had a full-on face henna tattoo.
Yeah.
Like that's what they're doing in Libertarian Zone.
Everything goes in Hellzone, Griff.
You can get a face henna tattoo, guys. It's not just for the hands
No
anymore.
holds or holes barred in Hellzone.
I don't want to talk about the ears situation.
In fact, there's a lot of holes being barred in Hellzone.
Yeah. Again, this is a family show, so we're not going to go into those holes that were barred.
Yeah. And so this guy's like, these fucking cops, where they think can go anywhere. Hellzone's for us, not for the cops. I'm going to kill this fucking cop.
At least the guy puts up, because he pulls out a gun and he shoots Darren, who I would shoot as well, because he's ugly and atrocious and offensive to the eye.
Schlub.
Yeah. He's wearing body armor, everybody. So he just goes falling down, because again, it's like getting kicked by a horse in the chest. Even though you had the vest, it's still the blunt impact is going to put you down.
And when you have the lack of muscle tone that Darren has.
Dad bod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skinny fat.
And
so Nick just whips out the gun, shoots the guys.
He shoots the gun out of his hand and then shoots the guy in the face. He disarms him first, so you're like, oh, he's cool. He's
with
just
a smile on his face.
Exactly. He murders the guy, and he's just does it.
No, that wasn't so neighborly.
Yeah, he's happy to murder. He's fine. He's like
he shoots his friend who's just happy we were standing next to him.
Yes, exactly. He's just like,
but in his defense, no rules in Hellzone.
Yes,
you can do this
again. This is what I'm getting too anxious to say. This is Sledge's happy zone. He's a libertarian. He wants to live
As
in
any
this.
good American would be.
He wants to live in this world where it's the fucking eye for an eye justice. That's why there's so many eye patches, Murray. Eye for an eye. He shot his friend. I shot both of your friends.
Yeah. And so a bunch of goons go, hey, you can't do that. And they go start to dogpile Nick, but Nick's just taking him out. He's a fucking kung fu master as well as a sharpshooter. And Darren's like, swordsman, anybody? That's all we're here for.
Right, and he's getting laughed at. So they just start walking around, they just wander.
Before
meander.
you get to the death ring, you got the place called the Sultan's Room in front of it. A little fucky sucky going on first.
Oh, that's what we get a future reference.
And this is so futuristic, Griff. This is so sick and twisted. There's a tattoo artist at this place.
Not a henna artist, a tattoo.
Right.
Oh my god.
This is how sick this place is.
You know what it reminds me of? That sick underbelly.
Remember, we have a counterfeit AIDS vaccine going on.
Yeah.
Bloodborne disease.
You know what else?
Tattooing. They're not fucking changing those needles. Same needle.
Same needle. AIDS. You said it.
There you go.
You said it, brother. I'm so sorry, guys. If you're offended by the word AIDS, it comes up a lot in this movie, so be careful. I noticed one other thing that really took me back to another movie we did with Nicolas Cage. The underground pornography scene.
Oh, 8mm?
8mm.
There was a lot of kiddie porn being sold in this, yeah.
We don't even need to name the animated movie that was being circulated at the time, brother. 2006, after all.
Yeah, Bluey.
You just said it. You just said it. I was trying to tiptoe around it.
We have very, how should I say this, not bright listeners. So I have to spoon feed them.
You know what? Everything you tell me about the internet world and social media is spoon fed.
Yeah.
You make a very intelligent quip about Dead or Alive, crickets. You put the poster up. I get it.
I know that movie.
I get it.
Yeah, well, it's the world
Who is that?
It's the world we live in.
I love that movie. Anyways, we're continuing through. We're pushing through prostitutes. There's tattoo artists, henna artists, smut salesmen. You got buttholes being warmed up, and that's
buttholes being cooled down. It's whatever, anything goes.
Well, there was cherries, there was ice cubes, so it's like you could go up or you could go down. You take the cherry,
That's
you go
probably what happened to the kid from Young Warriors. He became a Bluey animator.
Yeah. Oh.
Remember, he's going to school for animation.
Wow, you're circling back to something we did very early on.
Like 5 years ago.
Guys, that is an incredible
Young Warriors
episode and movie. Watch that fucking. I wish we
canon movie.
Vinegar Syndrome. Hello, because I want our.
Yeah, I don't think that's even available on DVD.
Our version is blurry as fuck.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie as it's intended. I want to see the action poodle, the party poodle. What was it?
Yeah, I forget. I don't think he had a name.
Yeah.
He was a Labradoodle.
Oh, is it a Labradoodle?
Yeah, it wasn't a poodle.
Okay. Yeah. I want to see that dog in full action, man.
And so he's cool. He wore sunglasses and a hat.
Yeah.
So they finally make their way to the death ring. And we just see Mahler has just finished killing one of his opponents. And then next up, our character Viper, who's a guy who's just trying to feed his fucking family, people.
That's right.
He's led into the ring. And we see, because we get some great cartoon electricity. It's all, even though it's only used one time in this movie.
Yeah.
You think that would be like, is it constantly electrified?
Yes. One of the things they do in this movie.
I don't know why, because these are willing participants.
Exactly. But again, it's so they, I guess, don't back up against the cage. It's to keep them, closer, more engaged. But
you know what? They predicted what the UFC was going to happen, because when a guy gets backed up on the cage, it can get very boring.
Boring? Okay.
I think UFC, Dana White, I'm sure Dana White before this, he's involved with slap fighting, for fuck's sake.
He's involved with
electrify the fence.
He's involved with mixed gender slap fights too. He's a big fan of that.
They had women slap fighting on that thing.
Well, I mean men and women.
Well,
because he slapped the shit out of his wife.
Yeah. Well, she slapped him back, so.
Again, mixed gender, so they're just fucking giving it to each other.
So Viper is being led in.
One of the things I was gonna say, I'm so sorry, Murray, is that throughout this movie you can hear, even though you don't see it, you just hear the to let you know it's electrified. Even though, like you said, it plays a part one time.
Right. So Nick is loving it. This is where he was. Why he's like, why am I? He's reevaluating his life. He's like, why am I not here?
Yeah.
Why am I a cop?
You know that song, Take a Walk on the Wild Side?
Yeah, I've heard of it, yeah.
That's
Lou Bega, I think, sang that.
yeah, that sounds right. That's his whole lifestyle, and he's watching this, and he's like,
YOLO.
That's
YOLO.
2006. You're right. That's YOLO. Yeah. We were all saying YOLO. I got out of high school and I was like YOLO.
And now we say yeet.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm not impressed with these people. I could kick their ass.
Look at this guy. You want to put some money on this? I bet you the little guy wins. This is the old trope in all the Kung Fu movies. They watch it. The Kung Fu master sizes the guys up and he goes, the little guy's the winner. And so they're doing that bit. And Darren's just like, fuck no, that guy's huge. Look at him. I bet he could do a kickstand.
Have you seen his T-leg bone? Because that's his name, apparently, his T-leg bone.
Was it this guy? Because he appears later in the movie.
Yeah. Well, this is a non-lethal match.
Oh, this is a non-lethal match.
Yeah, this is in the championship round. Is there somebody at the door?
Yes. I had an Amazon package arrive.
Oh.
This is the best episode yet. We've had multiple breaks. We've had a doctor show up today. Millie.
Hey.
A doctor show up today.
Yeah, I needed a doctor earlier.
And you know what? I'll just let you know right now. What's in that box? Action figures.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Oh. All right.
T-bone leg.
T-bone leg is Viper and T. And of course, Gary Daniels, Kung Fu Masters, sizing him up. And that guy's the master. And we watch as Viper does handle this match. Pretty
much. And then the computer randomly selects. This is a part of the fight. First, you fight hand to hand. And then, because it's only one round, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did. And they have like...
or is it just fight until someone dies or gets knocked out? I mean...
It's weird because it seems like there is a timed response for the AI. Guys, it's somebody behind a computer. That's the whole bit. And we're gonna really stretch on that in a minute here, so think about it for the next few minutes here about that.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's like 4 or 5 minutes into the match that the AI, Griff behind the computer,
randomly selects a weapon for Viper, nunchuck, which just so happens to be his weapon of choice.
Whose? Pronouns.
Viper. I said Viper. And T-Bone gets they call it double sticks. Double sticks. That was what they called it.
It was.
They don't even know the name for it. It's two sticks. They're right. It's
this
double
guy's
sticks.
never talked to Shokazugi. That's for sure.
Right. A guy with straight out of like Cyborg movie comes. He's half of his face is a metal mask, and he's got like a shaved head with a fucking black scorpion braid coming out of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Jesse the Body Ventura for a second.
Yeah, it was like a metallic Phantom of the Opera kind of look going on here.
And he's like, "Hey, fellas. You want to watch this? There's a table for you, but you gotta check your weapons at the door." So apparently there are rules in Hellzone.
Yeah, libertarians apparently do like rules.
And they're like, they know they're in enemy territory. They're like, fuck no, we're not getting rid of our guns. So they smirk and walk off. Like, fuck this shit.
That's right.
Viper finishes off T-Bone with a nunchuck to the nuts.
Yeah.
Back to police headquarters. We finally know what was in that vial. You thought it was Monster Energy drink? Well, it's a monster of its own. It's that bogus, enzymeless AIDS Vex. and
the boys, they're pleading. You gotta let us get back in there.
Come on, Captain. We gotta get back in. AIDS vaccine. I gotta get my dick wet, and if I ain't got the vaccine, I gotta wear rubber.
So
I don't want to wear rubber, Captain.
So Gary Daniels has motivation here. Yes. He just wants to fuck.
Don't we all?
Also, Darren has motivation. He hates his home life.
Right. He wants to die, basically.
He wants to do anything. Literally anything.
But go home.
But go
To
home.
his naggy wife.
And what will this mission require? All night long undercover surveillance. And he gets to look like Axl Rose while he does it.
And Dan's like, come on, Cap. He's like, you got a family. My wife will understand.
Isn't your kid going in for a social evaluation next week?
Well, I'll take time off for that. All right. Do whatever you want. All right. We get a news report over while they're doing all this shit that Cleveland has just lost 14 officers and 17 wounded in a sweep attempt of their personal zone. Freedom personal. No, I don't know what they're called anymore. Hell zones.
Hell zone.
We also learned that they started out with the second was in Detroit.
That's right. We did hear that. Yeah.
But the zone, some people are shutting their zones down. That's the beauty of states, Griff.
Yeah.
It's much like the abortion law. Just let the states handle it. Just let the states handle their hell zones.
Exactly. So, again, this is another thing this movie does well. This is the transition phase of Darren going from the office to home. Middle of the night. We never see this world during the day. Did you notice that?
I did notice that.
Yeah. So he's getting home at 1 a.m. By the way, he has an 8-year-old child awake all the time. This child never goes to sleep. And so he's Darren, the dad, who, is arriving home. And Murray, I texted you. I said, please notice every single detail.
I was funny when you said that. I was expecting a cornucopia of shit that was, no, it's the opposite. It was how sparse.
It's so bizarre.
Well, we've learned futuristic worlds, sparse, sterile, world you don't want to live in.
So Darren goes into his house, and you think you're gonna follow behind him, meet the loving wife, maybe cook him up a nice ramen noodle or something.
First of all, his apartment building looked like an office building.
Yes, it did.
Which it probably was.
It probably was.
Yeah.
But no, we don't have like a follow behind. We just cut to him boxing in a big block windowed room that looks like the front of the old Powerhouse gym I used to drive by, which is abandoned at this point. Right. So it's like, okay, abandoned Powerhouse gym.
He's hitting the old punching bag.
When his wife, not in pajamas, she's in normal clothes at 3 a.m.
She's just there basically to be the nagging wife that we all hate.
That's right.
She's like, he's like, hey, babe, sorry, man. I'm starting a big assignment. I can't go that social evaluation for old Timmy there. What? This is the third time I had to reschedule.
Guys, this is the 5th time social evaluations have come up in this movie, and we don't know what they mean.
No, it's just something ominous and Orwellian. Like you're not given any freedom in supposedly the free world.
I want to spoil it right now, and we'll. I think we might revisit this in my notes again in a little bit here, but we get one context clue into what the social evaluation means. Because Darren says, I didn't do so well on my social evaluation, and now I'm a cop.
Right.
So that pretty much lines up with where our cops are today, high school dropouts.
And his wife's just being a bitch. And he's like, it's my job, Karen. Come on.
Murray, we're going back to more fighters. Are we ready for fighters yet, or do you want to just keep on pace?
Well, what are we waiting for? We're waiting to see the ultimate fighter, the ultimate warrior.
Okay.
The swordsman. We're finally going to get to see him fight with a sword.
Yeah.
And who is he matched up with? Our old friend from Samurai Cop. We saw him in the Speedo getting laid. Gerald Nakamura, also of the many a Sedaris fucking film. Which, spoiler alert, I'm talking to Mike. We're going to be doing a Sedaris movie sometime in the beginning of June.
There you go, Mike.
And, yeah, so it's fucking 260-pound, probably 30-year-old Ultimate Warrior, jacked to the gills, 80-year-old Gerald Nakamura playing Professor is it Toonami?
It's Tonami. I know you want to say Toonami because of Cartoon Network, but
Tonami, he's 40 years older than the Warrior, the swordsman, 8 inches shorter, and 60 pounds lighter. Or excuse me, 6 whatever grams are.
Yeah, that's right. We're using the metric system. We still don't use the metric system.
So it's swordsman versus swordsman.
Apparently. And like we said earlier, the weapons don't come in until the AI randomly selects it.
I gotta believe the only reason Gerald Nakamura is in here for the scene is because he, I believe, was a real like master of the sword. So he probably had to train the warrior because the warrior's literally fighting like we did as kids with sticks,
Nerf swords, sticks,
and so he has. For a guy called the swordsman, much like his wrestling career, he has no technique at all.
It makes no sense to have a man with that physique to be fighting with a sword.
No.
It makes no sense. And when you watch him...
He should be called the Mauler.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
He should be a guy who just bear hugs people. Just gets in close, bear hugs people to death.
Because he's wearing a singlet, knee pads, and little boxing boots.
And of course the tube socks. He's got the tube socks.
Of course he does.
But yeah, so they do the first like few minutes where they're actually going
clang.
Well, even before they get the swords, Murray, you gotta work that in there.
They actually had an 80-year-old man.
Yes. And what do you think happens? He gets his fucking ass handed to him. He plays dead for a minute.
But Griff,
please,
you can't lift weights with your eyeballs. And that's where Tonami goes for. Gouges those eyes.
So that's where you're like, oh, wait, that's how this old fucking 75-year-old man worked his way into being into a lethal match.
Right. Poked him in the eyes. But much as the Warrior did his whole entire career, no sells an eye gouge. Mm-hmm. Headbutts fucking Tonami. He goes flying. And that's where the AI, Griff.
Everybody. The swordsman gets
a sword!
Yeah, they did have, oh my God, it just brought us back to, I think it was Cage too. Hey, if it's too hot in the kitchen, go away.
This guy sounds like a strip club DJ.
He did, yeah. Vanessa! She'll come in and she'll dance her booty on you.
If you got the money, she's got the time.
So, Swordsman has the time. And, we've learned through context clues, he's already been in 13 matches to the death. And in all 13 matches, he's gotten a sword. There is 10 different combatant weapons.
Right.
So out of 10.
Are there 10? I mean, there's sword, there's nunchucks, there's double sticks, there's staff.
There's shield.
There's
shield.
Shield. Escape from New York shield.
Yeah, there we go.
And which is just a garbage can lid with a skull painted on it.
Yes.
There is size and scythes.
Oh, the little
or
stick
sickles,
side.
whatever you want to call them. Yeah, you're right. There is about 10.
Yeah. Well, I just remember the grid. That's how my brain works.
Okay.
It's just the grid because it's Mortal Kombat. The graphical interface they use for the weapons is Mortal Kombat, and they just impose the weapons on them. But it's a 5x2 grid, so that's what my brain does.
So the swordsman has the record for most kills, 13.
And also, 13 out of 13 got the sword every time.
Yeah.
So
sometimes it can happen.
The universe just works that way. Everybody, nothing's fixed in the world.
Darren and Nick are in the locker room getting ready to finally make their debuts. And this is where we see he was just called the Handler. I actually looked up if he had a name. I love this character. He's the fucking pirate captain.
Handler, okay.
He's the pirate captain from Venture Brothers.
Yeah.
And he's got a patch. And I don't think was it even like. It was just like a patch. It didn't have a string attached, right? It was like a patch that was like riveted to his eye.
Oh, shit. I mean, I saw the rivets, so maybe that's what they were trying to do.
And he had a ponytail, and Nang Chen.
He had the Nang Chen. He had the thick chops.
Right, so you can tell this guy probably
sweater.
Ex-fighter, and he got injured. So now he's just the guy who handles the new guys. So they're like, Darren's like, well, what about the rules? He's like, all right, there's only 3 rules. No move before the buzzer. You stay on your feet, and the loser gets half pay. Is that a rule? The loser gets half pay?
Apparently that's a rule. PC, the computer, the AI, Elon Musk programmed it himself.
Don't ask me about it. It's way above my pay scale.
You win $5 5 challenger rounds. Then you move up to the champ category. The losers in the champ category don't get paid.
Well, why don't they get paid? Because they die. It's lethal combat.
So they're learning all the rules in the locker room again. Right. And as they're learning the rules, Swordsman walks by and
Fresh off his kill,
80-year-old man, and he turns back to the camera, our characters, and gives him a little snark.
So Handler's like, well, you guys, you gotta have a fucking name. You can't go as Nick and Darren.
And we zoom in on fucking Gary Daniels, who is smiling as always in this
Remember,
movie.
his name is Nick Sledge.
Sledge. Always smiling. So he's like, Sledge, let me think of Peter Gabriel. Sledgehammer. Too long. I'm the hammer.
You can call me Hammer, bruv. And this boy over here, he's a pussycat. Pussycat? Hell no, I ain't gonna name somebody that queer kind of name. How about Alley Cat? Now that's got some balls on it, son.
Yeah, I really don't care. That sounds fine to me.
That's what I love about fucking Chad. He's owning his schlubbiness. He's just like, whatever you want to give me, I'll take.
He did.
Alley Cat, whatever.
He did look himself up and down and thought, Alley Cat, no. Cat, no.
He's wearing that super baggy tank top,
Yes.
showing off his pathetic physique.
Yes.
But he did have a nice tan. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Because Arn Anderson says fat looks better tan than it does white.
And again, he spiked his hair, so it's
Right.
trying. Yeah, he's drawing the eye away from his flaws. All right, but they're trying to bro down with some of the guys in the locker room because, like, how are we gonna find out anything about Drexel or Swordsman? Well, we gotta bro down. So Darren's taking the lead on this, and he goes up to Viper, and he's like, "Hey, man, I bet you know some Kamigawa." And he's like, "Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta fight."
I'm up next.
Yeah,
And
we get to see that they have a little window in the locker room. And me and Murray cannot figure this out. This is Stanley Kubrick's inner office of the hotel, the Overlook Hotel or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a supposed impossible shot where there would be no windows to the office that Jack walks into. Where does this window exist in this arena? Because we go to this locker room and then there's this window.
But every fucking underground fight club has this window that are in the locker room.
Right. And they look out at in such, and we even see him break through the window at one point, and I still can't figure out where the window is in context to the fucking fight ring.
It's on the door. Because the one
that wasn't a door, though. There's no way that was a door.
I know, but when the window he jumps out of, that is a door because it's locked.
Oh,
remember?
was it a door?
Yeah, because it was locked. He couldn't get out. I don't know if we're talking about the same window. This might be a different window.
I'm talking about the window that they're constantly looking through. That was not a door. Maybe he tried the door and went back to the window. Because they do randomly put a fucking bench press in there.
Yeah.
Or whatever you call the weight sets.
So
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Viper has to go out to fight a guy we're familiar with. When he's not looking for a woman, he's looking for some murder. Dr. D, David Schultz, Dr. Death is going to be his opponent. And I'm like, holy shit, Viper. Dr. Death? There's no way Viper can stand up against this guy.
Unless it's...
Especially when he's looking for a woman. A woman, Griff! So I'm like, he's toast. Viper's dead, man.
Good thing they're not in San Francisco. They're in L.A., where he might actually find a woman.
So, I think Darren's like, you think these guys can stay alive long enough to help us if they know anything? And like, I don't know. We'll see. So they're looking out that window. PC hands out the weapons. Oh, my God. Viper got his weapons. The nunchucks.
Just so happens.
And Dr. Death got hooked blades.
They're
they're little ninja weapons.
Little
it's like the long handles and little hooked blades.
Yeah, I know.
The ninja weapon. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, I don't know. They just call them like hooked blade sticks in this movie. They didn't even try to do the homework.
So Dr. D has got the advantage because he has blades. There's no blades on a nunchuck.
Right. Doesn't matter though, because he gets his ass handed to him. As our hero Gary Daniels has told us, Nick Sledge, The little guy, Viper, he's a Viper.
Right. And we've also forgot to point out drinks are free for fighters. So
Yeah, we do need to point that out.
Because Darren is like, "Hey, Vipe, let me buy you a drink," because he knows he isn't gonna pay for
Buy
it.
you a drink. You see,
So
that's how sleazy. That's probably how he got his wife and child. Let me buy you a drink at a bar that paid for cops to get drinks.
And Viper's like, "I would like," and then you're up, Hammer. So now Nick Sledge is gonna fucking have his first.
After
match.
Viper finishes, they start trying to talk to him, and then Hammer gets called through. And Eye Patch, what'd you say his name was? Handler is like, all right, kid, you're a rookie, so you wear blue. I ain't no wearing blue. Hammer walks through the next gate, and there's another guy there.
It's just to make sure. Sometimes people get past the
And
handler.
he's got his arms full of blue cut-off sweatshirts. Halter top blue sweatshirts, cut-off sleeves. Tries to hand him one. I ain't no rookie.
He's like the dude from New Year's Evil, like, blue shirt.
Blue shirt?
Got your blue shirt?
Do you have your blue shirt?
I ain't no rookie, bruv. So he's in the ring, and it's like he was born for this. He's a born showman. He's fucking hot dogging. He's breakdancing.
He did some of that fucking Brazilian capoeira. He was doing the whole dance. He flipped over. This was a shot out. The first scene I saw, and I know we're going to talk about this later, I was like, he's taking a fucking shot at Jean-Claude here.
Oh, yeah.
And later on, it's obvious.
That's probably why Gary Daniels never went anywhere, because he was a copy of a copy. He copied Seagal with the hair, and he copied Van Damme with the famous Van Damme move. No, not a bare butt. The other move.
All right, Murray. I need to get some of these names out here now. We're going to talk about this opponent he's going up. So we got Hammer. But guys,
because we have a little, it's like a
graphical.
Seeds. It's like a seed, like a tournament seed.
It's a tournament seed, yeah. We get
very original and inventive names too, by the way.
Oh yeah, no. These names, you guys are gonna be blown away. But we've got about 20 different unique names that I was able to gather for this movie. Computer graphics, great computer graphics. Again, look at Mortal Kombat. Look at an arcade machine from '93 if you want to.
One is my favorite. I'll let you guys guess which one that is.
So Murray, we know we got Hammer, but let's talk more about. We got Alley Cat. That's, of course, Darren. We got Hammer. That's, of course, Nick Sledge. We've got, where am I at? Stomper.
Stomper, yeah, he's a good one. He fights at least 3 times in this movie.
Yes, he comes up multiple times. We got Psycho.
Well, that's, okay.
We got, and he has a match with this next guy. Maniac. Psychomaniac, Yeah. 2 different people. Swordsman, of course, we've talked about. Viper, we've talked about. But it's 1993, the era of, I can't think of a band. Rocker!
Yeah. Nirvana.
There we go. I was listening In Utero today because we lost Steve Albini.
Oh, yeah. Apparently he was the king of the edgelords, but...
Was he the king of edgelords?
Yeah. Yeah, you read up on him. He was...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We don't want to get into that. But
okay, no, I don't.
I'll tell you about it afterwards.
All right, Rocker. We've got probably your favorite. I'm guessing this is your favorite. Flaps.
Of course, Flaps is my favorite. What does that even mean?
What does that mean?
Flaps.
Was he a fat guy? Got skinny?
Maybe the Butterbean.
Yeah, I think that's Butterbean. Okay, we've talked about him, Professor Tonami.
Yeah. Well, we don't. Yeah, he's dead.
We talked about this one too. T-leg bone.
T-leg bone. I thought it was T-bone, but it's T-leg bone.
Makes no sense. T-leg bone. Krell.
The tibia is in your leg bone.
There we go.
It makes perfect sense.
Krell.
Whatever
Which
that
sounds
means.
like krill, Krell. Mauler. Tough name.
Yeah.
Deadlock. That's pretty tough. Dr. Death. Snake. Gotta have that one in there. Banger. Tumor.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Magnum.
Oh, TA?
It wasn't TA. It was just Magnum.
Okay.
And Slasher.
And the guy Hammer's fighting, Gorgon.
I miss Gorgon on this list, but he made the notes. Gorgon.
And, of course, Sledge, the Hammer, is destroying Gorgon. He's toying with him until we get our PC drop. And what does Gorgon get? He gets a sword. And our buddy Nick gets a mace. But he doesn't even need the mace.
He doesn't even go. I think he made a move for it and then just carried on with the fight.
Well, Gorgon then pushed him away and got a hold of his
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's right. That's right.
And he hits a blow on Nick, and Nick no-sells it. He's just like, whatever, brushes it off.
It's like a spiked mace that he hits Nick in the midsection with. Doesn't penetrate him at all.
Right.
Nick no-sells it, like
Those
you
abs,
said.
yeah.
And just goes right back to beating the shit out of this man.
Right. And that's it. He takes him out. No problem.
This is a non-lethal match. This is the
Even though you're given fucking sword.
I know. Weapons
What are you
too.
supposed to do with it? Just hit him with a handle?
Right. Yeah. So Nick gets back in the locker room. Still all smiles. He never loses his smile.
People there with the flowers are giving him his flowers. Oh my God, I've never seen somebody as amazing as you, Nick.
High fives, tushy slaps, everything. All excitement, all smiles.
Alley Cat, you're up next.
And of course, Nick has to give him a little rib.
Don't let him hurt your pretty little face.
Darren, of course, walks out, and it's the second guy. It's not Handler. It's this second guy. You gotta wear your blue. Okay. He's like, oh, okay. It's in a plastic bag. He removes it from the plastic bag there. He's getting booed. The audience, all the eye patch leather
would
jean
you
wearers.
root for a guy named Alley Cat? Come on.
No.
Names are important.
No, and again, he puts the fucking blue cut-up sweater on, so everyone's just like, fucking get out of here, jobber.
So he is fighting Stomper.
He literally I'm so sorry. He walks out, and the people are booing him and goes, what? It's my first time. He literally says that in this movie. And again, love this character. He's killing it. Chad McQueen, great job.
Better than your father. And so it's just a back and forth. You know, he's got a little bit of
He
something.
gets a little bit in there, but he's mostly being pushed to the brink.
Drexel's watching. Do something entertaining.
Maybe send this guy a shield. Again, computer randomized. We cut to Griff. We see the randomized 2x5 grid just happen to land on shield as he's...
Shield and baton.
That's right.
Batana. And the shield, like I said, is just the lid of a garbage can with a skull painted on it.
That's right. They were taking a little bit from Escape from New York.
Stomper gets a chain. And that's all he needs because he's whipping at him. But of course,
I think that was an item we forgot to mention when you were thinking of him.
Yeah,
bike chain.
So Darren's got the shield though, so he's all Captain America in it. And the shield proves to be the difference grip, and he's able to smash the Stomper with the shield.
That's right. Yeah, we don't obviously do blow by blow, especially not for fucking Darren, who's a fucking drip.
All right, now we're at the bar.
That's right. We're cutting to the aftermath.
Free
of all
drinks
the
for every fighter.
And what are they drinking? Water. Nice.
They're drinking fish tank water. Did you notice that?
I did notice that, Murray.
There's fish in the tank.
It's the future for you. Libertarian future.
So Darren's trying to buddy up with Viper, trying to get to know him. He's like, "What are your turn-ons? What are your turn-offs? You know, what's your love language?
What's your love language? Do you? Oh my God. Do you like sarcasm? Because I love sarcasm.
Sarcasm. I live for sarcasm. Let me tell you my life story. Because he's like, hey, I can tell you're not that very bright, but I'm not bright either. I fucking killed it on my social. I don't mean in a good way. My social evaluations. I'm a fucking cop because of that shit.
No, Darren failed his. That was the thing I was alluding to. Darren, Viper says, I didn't do very good on my social evaluation. And Darren tries to bro down with him and says, yeah, I didn't do great either. I'm a goddamn cop.
But hey, I guess that's why we're here. We need to feed our families, don't we?
Right.
So they're bonding over having a wife and kids.
So as they're hanging out, we've got all of our bookies walking around. They're the various women
taking the
bets. They're not waitresses, people. They're bookies.
Right.
You do not put a drink order with them. And Darren catches one of them. And she is the cutest of the bookies.
Right. And he's like, wow, 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 wow. And Viper's like, whoa, buddy. She's one of Drexel's hoes. Don't go anywhere near that.
Right.
He owns this place, and frankly, all of Hellzone.
That's when
So we're finally getting that info we need.
That's when Sledge drops in, because it was just Viper and Darren, and Sledge drops in. Hey there, buddies. You talking about Drexel? He owns the place in all the Hellzone. I can't do it.
Darren's like, hey, babe, come here. I need a drink. She's like, I don't take drinks. I'm a bookie. And you know what? We make this place run without us. Nobody gives a fuck about it.
Yeah.
The fight death ring.
You Neanderthals need us. The money flows through us, not you.
Just like the spice flows through Paul Atreides.
And so Darren, he's looking over at Nick like, this bitch knows something. And I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to pump her for information.
I bet you all going to pump a lot. Nick's like, speaking of pumping, I'm going to go over to the Sultan's place, which is the whole place. The
whole place, yeah.
So Darren, she's out like on a catwalk. It's just basically they're in like some fucking warehouse.
Not quite yet, but
oh,
that's a little bit later. He just finds her somewhere walking
and she's
around.
like, look, man, I don't fuck fighters because I lost the love of my life to a fight. I'm done with that. I belong to no one.
And
oh, really?
Gets her head yanked back like Drexel just grabs a head full of hair. Handful of hair.
It's Drexel with a cape to sword. And he's killing it though. Warrior's killing it. He's just in the background wearing a cape.
Right.
With his fucking unitard on.
Again, Jim Cornette would be fascinated by the booking of Jim Warrior in
Jim
this.
Jim
Hellwig.
Hellzone wig. You're not making me money, bitch. Back to work. And he gives a little slap on the tush, and then Lisa takes off. And then he's like, I noticed your stick style out there.
It's almost like you've used a stick once or twice before.
Well, you better keep your stick in your pants, young man, because that piece of ass over there belongs to me. And he walks off.
Gotta walk off.
Darren back at home. He's trying to bond. His kid's obviously on the spectrum. He's trying to bond with some Sega Genesis.
Excuse me, what the fuck? No.
Yes.
Super Nintendo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were offended. I said the kid was on the spectrum. You're offended. I got the fucking video game system wrong.
Murray, kids are on the spectrum. It's okay.
Okay, yeah. Well, he definitely is.
That is not a Sega Genesis controller.
I don't know what the last. You know, the last thing I ever owned was the original Nintendo. For fuck's sake.
Not a black controller with 3 buttons. It is a gray controller with a purpley kind of button and a light purpley kind of button. 4 of them on top. D-pad, select, start, left, right, triggers on the top. Murray, we got a top-down shot of this controller for a reason. You can read Super Nintendo on it. Murray. And why are they sitting on what they're sitting on? Please, help me understand this fucking apartment. It's a stripper pole?
At first, I thought it was like a lips couch, you know? I see,
yes.
like it's something you get at like Spencer's or something. It's like
a prop from Wayne's World or something. This made no sense. This is why I was like, please pay attention to Darren's place, because what the fuck is happening here?
It's a very sparse place. There's nothing on hanging on the walls.
No,
it's just cinder block walls.
Yeah, cinder
very
block
depressing.
Or glass block. And then they have a stripper pole with this apparatus. It is like a cushion, a 4-inch cushion that wraps around the stripper pole. And Darren and Son, again, we've talked about this movie. It takes place in the middle of the night. His son is like 7, up with his dad at 4 in the morning.
Hey, you got to get in family time whenever you can.
The son is wearing a black turtleneck, Steve Jobs into blue jeans with his little coiffed hair. And then you have Darren there with a button-up black shirt opened up so you can see his crucifix hanging down. Hulk Hogan tucked into blue jeans.
He also had that crucifix tattoo on
yes.
his arm, too.
And I was just like, I am eating my little fucking heart out of this scene. What the fuck is happening here? And then Mom comes in and ruins it.
She's like, what's going on? You're coming home looking all beaten, and she's got his underwear in her hands, and she smells and goes, this smells of death. And he's like,
Hi, Phil.
and he's like, she did say that, though.
It smells of death.
And he's like, babe, it's my job. And she just grabs little Billy, harumph, and storms off. Back to Death Ring.
Oh, my God.
Darren peeping out that little fucking window, and he notices Lisa walking outside. And he's like, this is my chance. I can pump her for information.
That's right.
Eye Patch notices, and he's just like, shakes his head and walks off.
So, guys, we're worried that he's going to sell him out.
Right.
He's read too much into this. He might only have one eye, but he
sees everything.
He sees everything.
So they're on this little catwalk. She's just staring off into space. And he's like, hey, I noticed you got a little shiner there.
He does the thing that, all men do. Whenever we see a woman in distress, as a man, as a single man especially, you pull their hair aside, you put it back behind their ears so you can see their face. And that's what Darren does because he's a gentleman.
And what else? You go, you need to smile more often. And that
Murray.
just melts her. Guys, tell a woman that
Always.
they love it.
Always.
Yeah.
That is my patented move.
Yes.
That is my patented move. You always tell a woman, you need to smile more.
And that melts.
Maybe call her honey or something,
And
too.
that melts her heart. And he's like, you can just leave Hell Zone whenever you want. And she's like, this is all I know.
It's only 4 blocks that way. It's 1 block. We've seen it.
And I got to give her credit. She totally laughs his cock. His game is so weak. She laughs his cock smog off. She's like, pfft.
Right, because he tries to come in, and she's like, oh, right, because you're going to be the different one. You're going to change me. And he goes, no, I have a wife and kid. You're not good enough
She
for
doesn't
me."
understand me.
Yeah, he
You
does play the
do.
my wife doesn't understand me card, and she's just like, oh, I see what's happening here. Alley Cat's out looking for a cat ready to fuck. Well, it ain't me. Meow. I'm walking.
And he walks, too, back to that locker room. And Eye Patch goes, dude, I saw that. I'm embarrassed for you.
I'm embarrassed for you.
Also, do not dip your pen in the company's ink.
See what's happening here, everybody? You see, this movie's stupid as fuck, and yet so much better than, let's say a John Wick,
Alley Cat, you're up next. All right, because remember, you got to have 5 fights for you get in that championship round. And we get another, Chad's doing his best. He has no physique at all.
No.
He has anti-physique.
It's not even about a physique. He's got no agility. He's got no hand-eye coordination. So these fights, we're doing the WWE style from like 5 years ago where they just did quick shots constantly. They can't focus.
He's fighting Stomper again. Why is Stomper in everything?
He's their jobber. He's their Michael Jackson, not their singer, but the jobber.
He's their Monkey brother.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's even better.
Darren has the physique of a donkey brother.
Yes.
And he gets Darren gets a staff and Stomper gets a pair of sickles.
I'm gonna stop you with my staff now. Gets his staff cut in half, and he's like, "What am I gonna do with these 2 sticks?"
He's gonna drop kick Stomper in the gut, and then he does a few little kicks from the ground, and he finishes Stomper off. And the crowd, they love an underdog, Griff.
That's right.
So they're starting to
They're
like
relating
him.
to him because he wears the leather, he wears the headband, he's into Guns N' Roses. So
I mean, it's appropriate for that time, but goddamn, big baggy leather jacket with a bandana on your head.
Was that
Fuck.
really a look? People
For
really.
just assholes. Like, I mean, I
yeah.
don't think I ever saw it in the wild, but
Oh,
you
okay.
would see.
That's what I wanted.
yeah. I mean, maybe I bet in L.A. you saw it a lot.
Probably.
But here in Detroit, you didn't see it.
Okay.
No, yeah.
Okay. That Man on the Street from '93.
Right. So, Sledge and Viper, they're like, they got to build him up. They're like, you did great, buddy. Give him his flowers. He's loving it. All right, Hammer, you're up next. You're fighting Maniac. And of course,
He's offered the blue again. Huh? No, I'm not taking the blue.
he you forget he wipes his dick with it and puts it on the guy's face.
Oh my god. Gets back out there, handling the maniac. Absolutely. He did the fucking thing I've only seen strippers do, where they do a flip into the air and land in the splits and then fucking twerk.
He's a showman. He's a born showman.
He's got he doesn't have a chunky ass. You know, he
doesn't have a badonkadonk.
He's got a physique blown out glute, you know. He's got a
toned
donk.
ass.
Is that what you're
He
about?
doesn't have a donk.
Oh, okay.
He's got a toned glute.
Yeah, he's got a toned glute.
Not JCVD level.
No, and we won't ever get into a JCVD conversation again in this movie.
So yeah, we got the weapon drop. That's like the game changer.
Yes. You actually do hear, and this is a terrible time to bring it up 5 hours into this episode, is that throughout each match, the odds change when the weapon drops go out. Right. So it's almost like the bettors can persuade which way. Like the spread we have, the point spread in modern sports, they have the weapon spread. And again, the swordsman always getting a sword.
In Sledge, he did a spread too. So the weapons are Maniac gets a pair of sais, and Nick gets a staff.
Well, I like how it takes about a minute before Nick's staff turns into what we know now in the wrestling world as a kendo stick.
Right. Well, he can make any weapon wherever he needs it to be.
That's right.
And he disarms the Maniac, and he finishes him off with a big slap across the tits.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, we've said we're not great action describers. The devil is in the details.
Devil's in the details. Go watch the fucking movie if you want to watch that.
Watch one review. Find me one review that talks even remotely about the furnishing of Darren's apartment. You will not find it.
I don't know if you find anybody who talks about this movie, yet alone Darren's furniture.
I'm sure that one fucking YouTube channel that gets thousands of views and they're garbage does. We'll watch that. We'll see afterwards. And I'll be just like, this movie's outrageous. This sucks. You people disgust me.
We're back in the locker room, Murray. We just had another excellent match that we described to perfection.
Exactly.
We did not just take another break.
Viper struggling to bench press, looks about 20 pounds. He's like, somebody spot me.
This was weak. Even if you put fucking props on there, he had one weight on either side. One weight on either side.
This is Darren's move, though. He's like, I can bond with this guy, so he spots him.
Are you saying that his wife, who he has a child with, was a damsel in distress and he just swooped in there? Because that seems to be Darren's move.
He is nice guy.
He did a great job when he got to the weight. Did you notice? He was like, ah!
I guarantee you, his wife was one of Sledge's sloppy seconds. He gave him. She was in love with Sledge. He's like, why don't you hang out with my friend over there? And he's like, Darren, and he just gives him.
She's glomming onto him, waiting to get back with Sledge.
Yeah, she desperately wants to get back with Sledge, but he moved on.
He's probably bringing home all the stories about Sledge fucking bitches, and she's into that.
Yeah, it's like a female cuck.
No, I think she's thinking that she's gonna cuck.
Is there a
Darren.
word for a female cuck, or is it just cuckold for anybody?
No, I think it's a universal word.
Cuntled?
No, I think it's.
I think it's cuntled.
I think it's just cuckold.
I think it's cuntled.
Okay. Okay.
We'll look that up.
It can be cuntled for you. For you.
Okay, so this now Viper's ready to he's like, wow, you saved my life.
Basically, yeah.
So I just noticed something about you two. You just don't seem like the usual fighters. You don't give a shit about the money. You're just in it for the glory.
Your friend never stops smiling. Even when he's murdering people, he never drops the smile.
And by the way, you need some information? Well, I happened to see Drexel talking to some of the Hell Riders the other day. Eye patch, Hell Riders, hey! None of that talking going on here, boys. There's some fighting. You're up next, Viper. You've been bumped up to the championship round.
Unless you don't want the money.
But wait, I've only won 3 fights.
All right.
Hey, somebody pulled a groin. I don't fucking know. I just work here. Do you want the money or not? Hell yeah. That's why I'm here.
Shit, yeah. I want to take the bull by the horns.
All right, well, you're going to be fighting Rocker.
Rocker.
You must be off your rocker if you think you can beat that guy.
We go into the ring. We see that Viper, the stunt coordinator for every fight scene in this movie. Yes. I don't know.
Working double duty.
Mentioned that.
Rocker, interesting look. Was it a mask or face paint? Because he was going for the Grim Reaper. Okay.
It was a mask. And he had a whole cowl on.
Yeah. He was going for the Grim Reaper look.
We actually opened the
Which
fight.
you think they would call him Reaper.
Yes.
Instead of Rocker.
Yes. You actually opened the fight by seeing him get kicked in the face and resituate his whole head garment. And it's like, why are you fighting in this?
It looks fucking cool.
To the fucking death.
It looks cool, dude. I mean, come on.
That's it.
He stood out. We remembered him. I still don't know what Stomper looks like, and I've seen him 3 times already.
I can think of what Stomper looks like. I can think of what T-leg bone looks like.
So Rocker is finally, because this is the big boy league. This is a champion. This is lethal rounds. Viper we saw was just owning the fucking death ring. Now the tables have turned.
Right. So he's getting knocked around. Viper is getting knocked around for the first few minutes here. We still haven't gotten into weapons yet. But Viper starts making a comeback. And we cut over to Drexel, who's like, I don't like this at all. Because he's like Vince McMahon, where he's like, my push guys need to get over.
I don't remember. Did they show him like eavesdropping on them talking, like he saw them with a camera?
I don't believe so.
I don't know why he doesn't like Viper.
I don't know on that outside the fact that he hasn't, Murray, your favorite phrase, earned it yet.
Okay.
Because he has not won his 5 preliminary matches yet.
He was offered the fucking spot. I mean,
Yes,
you got to take
was.
it when you're offered.
He was, but apparently Drexel has a thing for Preface. What was his name? I can't remember his name.
I don't know who you're talking
Rocker.
about.
Rocker.
Yeah,
What did we say his name should be?
Reaper.
Preface. I'm so sorry, everybody. We've been recording for 9 hours now, and we've had to take so many breaks that our brains are broken. But no, I think Drexel just sees his upper echelon as being the gold standard, and he really wants to make people earn it. So I think that's why he turns on Viper here, and he's like, you know what?
Even though Viper is actually beating Rocker at this point.
And has crowd fave, like the crowd loves him and everything. It makes no sense what happens here. To me, to you, but you haven't been running a fight ring for a while now.
Not yet, yeah.
You only dream of doing it.
Yeah,
so,
right.
So it's like, it's hard to put ourselves in the shoes of Drexel.
No. Destrucity. It's my destiny to do this.
Of course. Okay. So he's like, all right, have the AI. And this, I mean, we're fully getting to see it now. This is Elon Musk AI. This is automated car
this is
AI.
Grok?
This is
Grok. I don't know.
Grok.
Let's go Grok.
Grok level AI, where there's still people running it.
Maybe
from
he
behind
should have
the
been called
scenes.
Grocker instead of Rocker.
And we even get to see in a minute here, because the weapons come out, and it was like, I don't remember what it was.
Viper gets a sword.
Hatchet.
Yeah.
I know there was a hatchet involved that goes to Rocker.
Yeah, Viper gets a sword.
Okay. And so Viper goes for his sword, but the sword won't release.
It says right on the computer screen, weapon denied, weapon denied, weapon denied.
That's right.
So it won't release.
And he's trying to yank it from the wall. And while he's trying to yank it from the wall, Rocker gets his hatchet nice and easily. And he molly-hoes it right into...
Molly-hose it?
Yeah, is that a fun verb for throwing?
I don't know what that is.
Well, molly-hatchet, molly-hoe.
Okay.
That's a stretch.
I still say cuntled. Cuntled. I coined that word. If you use that word, you got it from me. And no one's going to use molly-hoed it or whatever. What did you say, molly-ho?
Molly-ho!
Is that what he shouts when he throws it? Molly-ho!
Yes, it's like a verb for throwing a thing, right?
Molly-hoed
Molly-hoed it.
Viper's dead.
Okay.
And our boys, they're rocked. No pun intended.
What?
So,
you can do that, but I can't do molly-ho.
No, that literally wasn't no pun intended. That's how amazing my mind works. My beautiful mind.
Oh, okay.
Please. So, at least it's a word that exists in the English language. They're at the bar, drowning their fucking sorrows in fucking fish tank water. It's literally the fuck when you go to like the movies and they have the icy machine and you see it in that fucking on the top. It's in glass. It's water with goldfish swimming in it, and they're drinking this shit.
Hey man, I saw some fucking like there was some cantaloupe and cucumber in that water too, so it's probably refreshing.
Yeah, fish shit in it. So Lisa's like, "Hey, what's hey, Darren, you need to smile more."
Hey, do you want to hey a couple more times, horsey?
And he's just like, she's like, "I saw your friend Viper died. It's kind of like how my boyfriend died. It was murder."
Did you notice she did not lose her smile during that whole thing either? So I'm thinking her and Sledge are the perfect couple because all these atrocities happening and they never lose their smile.
I guarantee you, Sledge has already hammered her.
That's a good point.
Because he saw that Darren wanted her. That's the kind of friend he is.
Murray?
He's like, don't worry, because because he knows Darren's gonna strike out. He's like, don't worry, buddy, the puss wasn't that good after all.
You're explaining though. They are the two main characters from oh my god, I can never remember this Cronenberg movie that I just watched.
Dead Ringers.
Dead Ringers. You remember it?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember the dog fucking.
I'm embarrassed. I'm just gonna go to sleep now.
And she's like, murder in a death ring? That can't be right. And she's like, I've had enough. She walks off.
Again, she's talking about like, yeah, how are you going to convict a murder in the ring when it's run by a computer? Do you know what's happening with automated cars nowadays?
They're crashing.
You know, if they go too fast and the police pull them over, there's no driver. They can't give it a ticket. So it's legal. It's essentially illegal for an automated car to go too fast. If it hits a child, who do you convict?
I could totally see them, even though what you're saying is right, I could totally see them still giving you a ticket. That's how fucked up the world we live in is.
Who's
like
the you?
You, the passenger, the owner of the car. I could see them doing that somehow.
Okay.
Even though you have nothing to do with it. Because like they're not gonna they got to make their money. And it ain't like Elon's gonna be charged for this shit.
He's
so
not.
I bet that's gonna happen. They're gonna change the law.
So that's the problem we're at right now. Is right now because they have a lot of driverless cars. Nobody.
Do they have a lot? I would never be in a driverless car ever.
They do have them.
I know they have them, but are there lots?
And so like yeah. No, obviously it's like 20 or 30, but still, they have driverless cars out there, and they will pick people up. And yes, people are fucking in them. Because of course they're fucking.
Of course, that's the first any innovation. How can I fuck with this?
Yeah,
literally.
And by that I mean literally fucking in the backseat of the car.
Right, and then film it and then put it on the internet.
That's right. But no, our laws are not set up where they can convict anybody. So no, they're not sending traffic tickets to Elon. They're not doing anything like that. They have no real verbiage.
But I'm just telling you, they're going to change it.
Yes,
so
they need to change it, though. That's a good thing.
Well, how do you do that? Who do you?
Probably the person behind the fucking AI, the one sucking his own dick about
we
it.
know that's never going to happen.
Yes.
So who's going to get it? It's going to be the passenger. The owner of the car is going to get it. Even though that's not fair, it ain't going to be Elon. Why are we waiting? We're trying to get through this, and we're talking about fucking the morality of fucking driverless cars. No one wants to hear this.
This is true. Maybe some people do. Tippy tap us.
Nick goes, oh, by the way, after I'm done fucking her, it's a little pillow talk. I said you were a cop. And Darren's like, what? Walks off, eye patch, handler, and he stops him and he asks why they rigged the match. And he's like, hell, fuck if I know. Viper wanted to go lethal. He got what he didn't earn it. That's what Hellzone's all about, kid. Cut to, we're back to police HQ. They're checking in. Captain is like, look, I'm pulling you guys out. And they're like, no, we need to go further.
You've got a wife and child. You need to consider them.
I can't let you guys go into lethal matches. Please, pretty, please. I can't say no to you guys. All right, but fuck, it's on your head.
Now, we have to go down actually into the precinct bowels. You know, the bowels of the precinct, where the holding cells are, where we already know one man named Mendez is being held.
Yeah.
Well, he's also being transferred because he's going from
the guy that the swordsman didn't even help.
Thank you. But he's going from the little leagues to the big leagues.
He's just going. Well, first of all,
he's going upstate.
First of all, he's being held at the police station. That's not jail, all right? You know, he's getting sent up the river. He's going to San Quentin. No trial. But
that's a Peter Gabriel song as well. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Okay.
So they're finally going to break Mendez out. Now he's been sitting there for like months, but now they're going to break him out.
Now,
when they had the opportunity to break him out,
it's been 5 days.
Were they teaching him a lesson? Is that why?
Lesson?
To not get caught.
Maybe. Oh, you're saying
Mendez.
the Hell Riders or Hellsiders or No, I think they were just reminding him, like, hey, man, you're on the bottom of the totem pole. You got to earn it.
So now tonight there's gonna be a jailbreak.
Don't try to put this off Peter Gabriel. Don't ever do that. Let's talk more Peter Gabriel.
No, I'd rather listen to Jailbreak over Sledgehammer any day of the week.
Sledgehammer. Really?
See, you were a fucking infant when that song came out. I had to put up with it because of that fucking video.
Yeah.
It was on MTV every fucking day, every time, not every day, every hour.
I think about that a lot when I see and hear these songs. I'm just like, Murray.
You like that song?
I love that song.
That is the most dad rocking song I've ever heard.
I've tried to listen to that album and I'm like, I can't stand this album. But I do like that song. And I get that. I get it. If I had to hear that song throughout my whole youth, I would hate it too.
So, Mendez's bus is intercepted and he's freed. So now Mendez is on the loose.
He also gets to hack the computer, Mendez does. And as he hacks it, he looks up Darren Braniff. Gets his full address, full turn-ons, full turn-offs.
He doesn't do that yet.
I thought he did it as soon as he hacked the bus.
No, he doesn't hack the bus at all. This is when he gets on the computer in Drexel's office.
Okay.
So Darren, speaking of Darren, he's back in the hell zone.
No, he gets to Drexel's office after he already did the job.
It's not even in the notes, Griff. You're wrong.
Okay.
So Darren returns to the hell zone, and Lisa's ready to talk finally. And she's like, look, I know you're a cop. That cute little friend of yours told me when he was ramming his dick down my throat. And I know you're looking for the swordsman. And she's like, look, you didn't hear this from me. But that Fauci ouchie that you guys are looking for, that AIDS vaccine, I hear it's made in an abandoned factory, heavily guarded on the outskirts of the Hell Zone by the Hell Riders / Siders. And he's like, hey, babe, thank you. He tells Nick.
Right to the locker room to tell Nick.
He's like, there's something that tells me I can trust her. And when they pan down, he's wearing sweatpants. We see he has a boner. He's totally fucking pussy fogged.
So, again, I wasn't telling a fib there. That's how we got the information, Mendez did. But we're cutting over to Darren's wife, who's just sitting on that weird stripper pole coil couch thing.
The Spencer's Gift couch.
Yeah, on a cell phone. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Her son is somewhere else.
Probably playing. I know he's not playing Sega Genesis.
Thank you.
It hasn't been invented yet.
It has been.
Well, then why isn't he playing it?
Because he had a Super Nintendo. I don't know how that's hard.
They had a Super Nintendo in the living room. I'm talking about his bedroom.
Oh, you think he had... Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. Murray, I can't argue with this one. I'm so sorry. But she's talking to mom on her cordless phone. 2006, people. Yeah. We had flip phones. And she's bragging. Like, look, I don't know what you're talking about. Darren's got a dick to die for. I got to stick with this man, right?
Nobody would say that. What are you talking about?
I know. And then we saw that somebody came in through the...
She's like, no, seriously, Nick's going to take me back. I just got to hang out with this loser a little more.
He came over the other day for dinner, and I tried to feed him, my private pork bone. I'm so sorry.
People, I apologize. We thought this was going to be fun. We're so tired. We've taken 50 breaks.
Yes.
Our bodies are breaking down.
We thought this was going to be a quick episode, and we're just so tired. But Murray, what has happened here is that Mendez has gotten their address in the scene I was talking about, and worked his way as a flower man into this apartment complex. Mom, there's somebody at the door.
It worked for Terminator 2.
And by the way, he's not at the door. He's inside the apartment.
Standing over her.
Yes. In the coil.
And he's got this big fucking
gold box.
Flower box. We're thinking sawed-off shotgun like the Terminator had.
Yes.
Little fucking silenced gun.
Tiny. PP7. Silence. GoldenEye, people.
Pew, pew. Kills her.
Send my word to the mister.
A tweet for someone special. All right, we're back at the fucking Death ring. We're just getting a jobber montage while our buddy Nick is preparing.
He's going full Jean-Claude Van Damme. He's doing splits. He's packed jellied up with
not just doing splits. He's got 1 foot on one bench, 1 foot on the other.
Yep.
That's amping it up to the nth degree.
That's why I said he's full JCVD in it. I think we got that first time in
Bloodsport, wasn't it?
I mean, it might have been Bloodsport. He does that I believe it was his own hotel room, but he's doing it here in the locker room for everybody to walk in and see. He's got the no shirt on. He's got just his pants on as usual. Got a boner.
Sweatpants, yeah.
He's wearing sweatpants. He's got a boner.
Pants are making me sweat. And they were just seeing some jobber match. We're going cutting back and forth to him just doing some like fucking katas while he's like meditating.
We're zooming in and out of his pecs. Like this was a director's choice. Like zoom in, zoom out. Yep. Look at the nip.
Well, because you get those like solar flares off it sometime off the pec jelly.
Well, we're supposed to get northern flares, and they're half as beautiful. Or northern lights. We're able to see those in Michigan last night and tonight. Half as beautiful of these shots of Gary Daniels' nipples.
Nature is beautiful, Griff.
Well, yeah, Gary Daniels is kind of nature.
So that's it. We just had to see a scene where he was just doing the splits.
And then we get the graphic for the next match, and Mendez is pointing out to Hammer, because Mendez, of course, has
Hammer
gone.
Drexel.
Huh?
Mendez
has already made it over to Drexel's office.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. He's made it back to Hell Zone, and he's one of Drexel's men, even though he didn't care enough to break him out of jail. So we're getting the graphic for the next match that involves Sledge, and Mendez just happens to be there. Hey, boss! Oh, you made it out of jail? All right. And he goes, boss, that's the guy who arrested me right there. And he had a friend, and we'll look him up in a second here. But we're seeing that it's Nick Sledge on the monitor.
Uh-oh. They're in trouble. So, Nick Sledge, the Hammer, is in the ring, waiting for his next opponent. And we know it's going to be Stomper because the readout said so. But, it's actually... but he said
I'm dead serious. These notes are very accurate to what happens here.
So... even though they say Stomper, it's T-leg bone.
On the graphic that we saw a second ago that Mendez saw and says, that's the guy, we see the graphic of Stomper, the name Stomper's written out. We go down to the death ring, and they introduce T-leg bone again. And T-leg bone's there in the match, and then, wait a minute, everybody.
Drex is like, I'm calling an audible.
This is no longer a non-lethal match. This is now a lethal match. And the combatant will no longer be T-leg bone. It will be Swordsman.
Cut back to the locker room. Darren benching all at 10 pounds, straining. And he hears that. And he's like, holy shit. Lethal? So he goes to the door, which has a window in it. And he's struggling. It's locked.
I didn't see that, but okay, go on.
And he's locked in. He can't do anything. So the match opens. And this is Alpha versus Alpha. So this is not going to be a squash match like Swordsman's been in. Because the only fight we've seen Swordsman is with an 80-year-old man. But he's finally fighting a guy almost the same size as him. He's probably 230.
Yeah.
So he's not the perfect weight.
That's right.
But
he's also got rivaling hair.
Yeah.
It's not flowing up like that, but
and he's got the dexterity and the speed.
That's right. He's got mobility on his side. And so this fight is kind of even. In fact, for the first 4 minutes before the weapons drop, it's looking like it's a puncher chance. Like,
Right.
Swordsman is clearly not going to win this one.
Basically, it's two guys who don't sell because they're not selling each other's moves.
This is where Murray gets his favorite shot because Gary Daniels takes his hair out of the ponytail. And Murray, when he first walked in my door, he's like, Griff, did you see that hair flip? That full hair flip? Not the ponytail flip? And I was like, Murray, please calm down. Put your penis away. And I asked him, I said, your fly's undone. Your dick is out. You're erect. Did you drive with that thing? It's too much.
Okay.
I'm glad you were among friends and not somebody who would cancel you for it.
Yeah.
Don't do it again. That's all I'm saying.
I was in a self-driving car, so I could have my dick out. So they're just both not selling. They're going back and forth. And, oh, my God, looks like Sledge is going to win.
And that's when the swords drop. Because, of course, 14 match.
The swords, or do you mean sword, man?
Oh, yeah. Excuse me. Match 14 for Swordman. He happens to get a sword again. So it's 14 for 14. What does our boy get?
A weapon?
I thought he got a staff again.
I thought he got weapon denied.
Well, they announce a weapon, and then they say weapon denied.
No, you're right. He gets a staff.
Yeah.
But I looked down. I was doing the notes. So I don't know what happened, but he's rocked somehow.
This is why I always do it twice, because you end up writing shit down and miss stuff. Because what happens is that as they select the weapon, not randomly generated at all, the guy behind the computer selects a staff for him. They cut to the staff, but then they go down to the fight ring, and you see the computer graphics say, weapon denied. He's trying to pull it off.
Good.
And as he's like reaching for it, I don't even think it's a hands on it. That's when Warrior pushes him into the electrified fence.
Okay, so he gets cartoon shocked.
Right. And he's just completely phased out. Nick Sledge is at this point.
Falls to his knees.
That's right.
And the swordsman, we're like, as viewers, we really were like, they're not going to kill Gary fucking Daniels. He's a star of this movie,
He's the
right?
star.
Right? Isn't he? Darren throws that 10-pound weight through the window, and then we get a shot. Right out of Night Killer. Check it out. We saw it.
That's
Phil, I know you remember this shot.
We did 9 hours of it.
Where he being the stunt man, leaps through the window, does a frontward flip.
Yep.
And then it comes up Chad McQueen.
Yep. Gary Daniels loses his head.
Literally. He gets beheaded by the swordsman.
That's right.
And we're like, holy shit. Darren has his gun, so he's just like, fuck, my cover's blown. He's just shooting Garth left and right. Eye Patch is like, fuck it, I like your moxie, kid. So he's helping the guy. In the office, Mendez is going over the footage, the closed circuit footage of the bar. He's like, see, he's talking to Lisa, your main squeeze.
That's right. We saw this the other night when she was telling him, yeah, he's creating the anti-AIDS vaccine at a abandoned factory at the edge of town.
What's the point of this? They want more people to get AIDS? I don't understand.
I have no clue.
They're intentionally making a Pfizer. Anyone? We just got kicked off of YouTube. Don't put this on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because we know they are about this.
We've said AIDS too many times. I think even AIDS alone could get us kicked off. Based on the bots and our, success rate, let's say.
Right.
I don't understand this plan at all. They don't flesh anything out of this movie, but I'm still so intrigued.
It would make sense if there was some corrupt government guy, like they were making cheap, like the vax didn't work, but they were making it cheap.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, yeah. No.
Or they were skimming off, like he had like a contract with these guys, the politician, because he was getting a cut.
Yes. They forgot to work in the politician of this movie is the only thing that's missing. Or maybe it's not missing, They just didn't feel like we needed to know about it.
Anyway, Nick barely escapes with his life. He gets out of the hell zone and he goes back to his home.
Yeah, thanks to eye patch, he manages to escape.
And they go in and we see right in the lobby, we see a body with a blanket. We know what that is. And he knows what that is. And he's like, finally, I'm free. Oh, no, wait. He plucks the fucking nose hair. Eye tears up a little.
Captain shows up. Sir, son, I know you're probably reeling from your wife dying. He's like, yep, I'm really sad about it. Hold on.
Your son, who? What?
Hold on. Captain, shut the fuck up. I think Lisa texted me.
I got to take this. Sorry, Cap. And then he's like, I'm going back in. And he's like, what? Do you want revenge? He's thinking about fucking Lisa. He's like, yeah, it's personal now. Cap's like, no, you can't.
But we already know what's going to happen. He's going to say no. He's going to say no so many times. But you even see it on the captain's face. He's like, son, you do.
He's the captain out of Samurai Cop. He's just like, just do it.
There was a great scene that didn't make it to the notes where he literally says, you're like fried shit on a Sunday morning, son.
No, he said, you smell like a fried turd. I don't remember what that was for, but somebody smelled like a fried turd.
Yeah, I don't know. All right.
So he's back in Hell Zone.
We're right outside that mezzanine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's back at the palace where the death ring happens. It's closed for renovations or something. It's emptied out.
Yeah, I guess even they respect like a Monday morning or something.
Right. It probably is a Sunday. Nobody works on the Sabbath.
Oh, excuse me, evening, because there's never daylight in Hell Zone. Interesting perspective there. I didn't think about that. It's never daylight there.
Yeah.
Is that Alaska?
It's LA. So Darren takes out some guards looking for Lisa.
Walks easily in right to the death ring.
Sees there's like a TV up on the wall.
This was very Hulk Hogan, No Holds Barred, where there was just a TV. It was,
He also threw a barbell through.
He did? Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, man. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes.
That fried turd smelled like dookie.
Thank you.
It all comes together.
9 hours later.
So the TV starts up. It's Drexel, and he has Lisa. And that distracts. He's like, I'm going to kill your bitch. And that distracts him so Mendez can sneak up on Darren.
Right.
Boom! Shoots him in the back. He falls into the death ring.
Right. And we're thinking he's out for the count. We know this trick already. But Mendez doesn't know the trick, so he comes to gloat over his kill, and that's when he gets shot in the face. I don't remember.
I think he just gets shot in the chest repeatedly. And then it's like we see a bulletproof vest with a bullet in it dropped on him. New issue, asshole.
This is Darren's bit. We've talked about this movie does a good job of like giving you that kind of context.
All right, we're at that AIDS factory on the outskirts of town,
and there is scientists
That was
galore.
the most pathetic-looking lab I've ever seen in a movie.
I mean, it was a kitchen counter. You know,
a couple fucking Bunsen burners and some vials. The scene was vile.
It was vile.
It was offending me. And by the way, this is the one thing I picked up on IMDb about this movie. There's nothing about this movie besides the first movie and last movie of The Ultimate Warrior.
And what we just added to it.
In England, this scene was cut because we see a crossbow pop up. They cut a crossbow murder out of it. Apparently, it was too offensive. Oh. We see a tiny little crossbow hits the guard in the neck, kills him because he's got to do it ninja style.
Yeah, silent.
Right.
Silent is the word there.
Until he goes inside, and then he just opens fire on everybody.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, there's obviously a reason we've petered out. Many of reasons, actually. But here we are. Darren is breaking into this place now. He's apparently silent killed somebody that we don't get to really know about. And... shit, he just starts. I think they get alerted because he starts shooting at people.
He sees, yeah,
and so all the scientists start running off.
Right. He confirms it's an AIDS factory. He puts his finger in a little vial, rubs between his fingers, tastes it.
That ain't Monster Energy drink.
Right.
Yeah.
And then somehow he winds up on the roof with Drexel and Lisa.
Drexel is on the roof and calls to him, "Hey, we're up here." And so he walks up there.
And so Drexel has a gun to Lisa. He's at the edge of the roof, and he's like, "Put your gun down, kid, or I'll kill her." So he puts his gun down,
Or you'll never get to fuck this unimpregnated
and then the
bitch.
swordsman walks out, and we get a classic 5-star Ultimate Warrior match, meaning it sucks.
Meltzer gave it 12 stars.
It just sucks. Like there's like there happens to be a metal staff just happen to be laying up on the roof, so he uses that to block some of the sword blows. He notices there's an open fuse box on the roof for some reason.
He gets backed up against the wall just below the open fuse box that happens to be there, sparking and arcing for some reason, and he realizes my best chance here is to stand up and evade this attack. And it just so happens that Warrior, thinking he's got this thing under his belt, comes in with a piercing attack right at the level of the fuse box.
And he gets cartoon electrocuted. So he's down for the count. He's dead. He's out of it.
But Murray, Drexel has a gun, so he's just going to hold it towards, Darren now.
Well, fortunately, Lisa is thinking, and she karate chops his hand, knocks the gun away, giving Darren the opportunity to hurl the katana right through him. Okay, the physics of this. He's right near the ledge. Somehow he falls through a skylight into the AIDS factory.
Yeah. This movie had so much going for it. And, yeah.
Most movies can't land the
ending. Yeah. It should have just ended in the
much
fight.
like the show we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, no. This show has been a mess because of all the breaks.
Yeah.
We broke our continuity. We're the punk rock crew. We're
Yeah.
going on a fucking full-on progressive triple album right now. It's rough. It's so bad. You shouldn't have moved it outside of the fight ring. I don't know how you would have... they had this conundrum.
Yeah, it should have been
How does Darren beat the Warrior?
It should have ended in the death ring.
Yeah.
Drexel forcing those two to fight.
Right.
But Darren doesn't get a weapon, so he has to run around. And then the sword hits the fucking electrical fence.
There you go. It's already electrified. Why? What? You're blowing my mind here, because it's like, wait, why did we leave the already electrified thing with the sword? It could have hit it. That makes so much more sense than going to a rooftop with just so... I'm so sorry, everybody.
They wanted to do that skylight drop so badly.
They really did. Guys, this movie really is perfect afternoon, stupid fucking action movie to put
fortunately,
on.
they knew it was an awful ending because as soon as Drexel dies, Darren just embraces Lisa. My wife, she's dead. We can be together. Credits.
We don't need any more. We don't need to make them any
We have no
worse.
idea what happened to the son, where he's at. He doesn't care. He's moved on. He's going to live in Hell Zone for the rest of his life.
He's the most pathetic hero we've talked about in a while now.
Ginty should have played him.
And oh my God, yeah. He has the nipples for it. He's pathetic. This episode, I'm sorry.
Which, by the way, great job, Chad. You were great at playing pathetic.
For real, this movie did so many things right. The ending, awful. Most of this movie, great.
We did nothing right.
We had an interesting weekend. We had too much fun pre-mic, during mic, off mic.
This is true. This is the problem we run into when we have guests.
Yes.
And so we'll talk to the guests. We're having fun. We're just like shooting the shit.
Yeah.
And then we just adrenaline dump.
I know everybody thinks that me and Murray only are friends during the episodes, but we actually like each other off mic. That's why this show works so well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we caught up like we hadn't talked to each other in months. We were just
a lot of shit happened, and we saw each other on Sunday. This is even maybe that's it because it's a short week for us.
It was
that extra day.
It fucked us up.
It did fuck me up.
Yeah.
I'm being serious.
It fucked me up. Yeah. But it's so funny when it's like we end up talking to each other like we haven't seen each other. It was 6 days at this point, 5 days at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we even joked about that at the beginning of this episode, which happened 9 hours ago.
And we have another short week coming up.
That's right. Guys, this is an interesting one because I'm going to be going down to see the sociologist himself on the stage. And I'm so fucking excited.
You're going to see Golan-Globus Theater's Bard, Mr. Matt Sosi.
That's right.
This is our first ever remote guest
Interaction.
Right. I'm gonna be here holding down the compound. Don't worry, people.
I do not expect Matt to come out and give me my flowers.
Right. You gave him his flowers. He's the one performing.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I also want you to give him a nice big wet kiss on the lips from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I kiss him on the lips,
Yeah.
well, no.
Yeah, he
That's
will.
why I kissed him on the lips.
He's the only person still listening to this. Yeah.
I'm very excited to go down
On
there.
top of that, Dave, we're gonna have to record on a Friday. We usually do it on a Saturday, and I refuse to fucking travel 2 times in a week out here.
It's a 50-minute drive. I get it.
Right. We're gonna see Almighty High on Fire.
That's right.
I can't wait to see. Speaking of dad bods, Matt
my
Pike.
God. The greatest dad bod in rock history.
I think that might have been the last show we saw.
Together?
Pre-COVID it was.
Pre-COVID.
It was our last.
It was the last COVID show.
Yeah.
For sure. Because we
Right.
also got to see Power Trip on that.
Right.
And
R.I.P.
we will never get to see Power
Power R.I.P.
Yeah, Power R.I.P. But everybody, I actually pitched an episode of Murray
Yeah,
recently.
we needed something quick because we know we have limited time. We got to get to that show, and we both work during the day, so we got this limited time.
That's right.
So you're definitely gonna get a 90-minute or less episode next week.
Yeah, we're working under the gun. We're gonna be fire and brimstone. We're gonna be ready to go. We're not gonna be.
Thankfully, you picked a movie with a very simple story.
And it's a little something. Murray started watching it and stopped watching it. I
forgot
finished
about it,
because it was about landlords or residents fighting against their landlords. And I was like, that's very topical, even though it's from the 70s. It's a little movie
I
called...
already know the song we're gonna open with. Then
Cool. I
Dead
like
Kennedy song, by the way.
Oh, really? Because there's a Genesis song we could have used, too.
I'm just thinking.
Get him out by Friday.
I was gonna say "Let's Lynch the Landlord." By Dead Kennedys.
We'll probably go with that one.
Okay.
Because only Abra and Matt do like to tell us that they enjoyed a thing or two. Anyways, we're doing a little movie called Death Promise, and
Not a Death Wish. This is Death Promise.
Death Promise. It's another guy who wants to be Bruce Lee, who wears the fucking jumpsuit, who fights everybody and wins with kung fu. And it's that simple, it's that easy, and it's a perfect Friday breezy. So everybody, if you will welcome it, I invite you to keep it warm.
Wow. And he's going to have plenty of stories from Indianapolis. So tune in the week after. The week after.
The week
for that.
after. That's not next.
Which that's going to be a rough one because I think we're going to be doing something special that I haven't locked down yet. So
This is a massive ending too.
keep it warm.